to the live. I'm sorry. I totally forgot to change today's date. Welcome, everyone. Happy, blessed, beautiful Tuesday, April 7th. I am Miss Marie, and this is giving it to you straight live from the East Coast. April 7th, it is Aries season, Aries' birthday. And happy birthday to all my beautiful Aries. Today is one of my best friend's birthday. So I want to take this time to wish her a happy birthday. And may all of you guys this day be full of bliss, joy, beauty, and happiness all around you. A life and awake and truly blessed and thankful for another day. Yes, I am. Oh, well, let's rise with purpose. Good morning, handsome. Yes, thank you, thank you. Today's one of my best friends. I haven't seen her in years, but I still keep her close to my heart. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for the breath, this fire the fire that's in me, the light that's in me that keeps me moving forward, and that is full of hope, and that sense that something good is still possible, even when the present moment is difficult, right? Or it's quiet. So let's go ahead. Thank you so much, Tumbeke. How did it go yesterday? All right. I walk with the 10 G's. I'm gratitude. But basically, gratitude is my anchor, is my fuel, it's my superpower, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. A new day, fresh energy, and a little bit of. Oh, you didn't go. You changed your mind. Oh wow, what happened? I'm fully locked in. The mind is clear. Energy's up. Spirit and fire. I don't want to be denied. Oh man, you don't want to be turned down. No. Oh, and I always see that with the 501s when people don't want to stand up to the competition because they feel like, what's the point? But you didn't get that yesterday. You did get the 4 cups. All right. If you want to ask a question, go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question, sweetie. All right. And then we're going to get straight into some cosmic truth for the heart, the finances, the career, and of course, your high vibrational energy. It's not getting higher than anybody else. It's just a higher mind, higher consciousness, and understanding some of the things that are not, you know, when we're dealing with gravity, you can't see as a life force, but trusting in that divine, the sacred unseen. Hey, who's that? It's, hey, Phoenix Rising. All right. So all you need at this moment is to take a deep breath, relax, connect to your heart, drop me some love in this life, some cosmic fire, some earth, water, some air. Let me know you care. You're here for a little cosmic magic. Let me know you're here. Subscribe, like, share, and stay connected for more cosmic guidance. I love you all, so humble and grateful. Yes, I am. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm so thankful, okay? Your energy here is powerful. Your presence is felt, and you already know you don't show up here by accident, all right? It's not random. It is aligned, and your energy is love. It is felt the moment you step in, okay? So we're going to tap all the way in because what's coming towards you is aligned, abundant, and unstoppable. So let's go. Let's drop some love up in this live in the chat, all right? Will my truck get here or no? I want to know about my truck. Oh, you still on the truck. All right, let me see here. Nah, it's a nice place, so I want to go there when I'm gonna get oh, all right. All right. So you deal with it in your way. All right. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. All right. So understanding manifesting with cosmic energy, you must be anchored in gratitude, right? Period. At the end. All right. When you use the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, when you anchor with gratitude, right? That instantly is going to shift your state. The key is to feel them, not to just say affirmations. All right. Your words are powerful. Use them when you need a fast reset. All right. That's here. That is already. That you receive it. That you're blessed, reported, safe. You're whole. You're open to the flow. You trust in divine timing. You believe it. And that emotional switch starts happening. All right. Gratitude is, it does three things. It shifts your perception. You start seeing opportunities. It's going to calm your nervous system, and it's going to attract more of the same state. All right. We're talking about states of consciousness, principles of consciousness. All right. So when you anchor it, I choose to see what is already working. You're going to repeat that. You're going to feel it. You're going to anchor it in your body. Gratitude anchor turns, right, your manifestation from random to intentional. Remember that sound is important because it's the activation. Sound is all it's all the in activation of the intention of the words that you're speaking. So you need to speak things, all right? You're gonna shift your energy focus, and what it does for a lot of us, when you focus on what's missing, because your mind is gonna search for more lack, and then your body's gonna feel all tensed up, all right? But when you focus on gratitude, you're signaling already that it's here, all right? Your system relaxes, and it starts accepting, receiving. You stop chasing, you start allowing. You're rewiring your perception. Your brain filters reality based on what you focus on. So if you focus on gratitude, you're basically training your brain, all right, to see opportunity, support, and synchronicity. So if I'm in this world, but I'm on a different awareness, okay? So you just got to become aware how to use your gratitude energy to bring in what you want, right? It's not about what you have in front of you. It's expecting more, all right? And I'm going to go a little bit into the planets, the conjunctions, the trines, what is happening so you can stabilize your energy, all right? Because we're going to feel good for a moment, but then we're going to drop back down into doubt. So how to keep the momentum, how to let it land, how to feel it in your body. You're going to have to be emotionally consistent, all right? And that's the great way to fasten manifestations here, all right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Gravity, which is important, all right? And so you can open it when those portals of energy through the field of consciousness of intelligence that we're part of, because we all share one mind, one consciousness, the universal mind. So we know God, the colossal, this vast, intelligent being, right? Because we know it through thought alone. And we are yet to see its edges. All right. So let's go ahead with some gratitude energy to begin this live. And then I'm going to go ahead to Becca with your question. That's going to be a yes or no. When? Okay. If you get a lot of ones, then yeah, it'll be days, weeks. Okay. As we move into this Aries energy and understanding a little bit about the planet Mars and the connection to Aries. I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Just a little bit of everything, a little bit of cosmic energy for your beautiful, beautiful divine beings of light. All right. Now listen, what we're sensing right now, the incoming energy of Aries, but the world is still finishing Pisces lessons first. All right. So next Tuesday, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So just be mindful of that. Things are at 2 degrees and I say 2%, 2 degrees and 6, Saturn and Neptune. Those are the big game changers. Okay. So we're going to focus today on Venus because everybody wants about love, Mars, Mercury is, of course, very important, but it's in Pisces, so it's very indirect with communication. So that's going to feel like, All right. We're going to look at Jupiter, which is in the 4th house, expansion in the home, protecting your assets. All right. So it's just very important to know certain things. Here we go. Gratitude moment. And as you manifest with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter's energy, how to anchor with gratitude. One more. Aries, happy birthday to you all. May your day be full of bliss, joy, beauty, happiness all around you. Most important, love, the glue, the cohesive, that hold all things together. Listen, love, if it holds you and it suffocates you, right? But love, if it holds you and heals you at the same time. If it does both, it heals you, right? But if love just opens you, it's going to leave you like wide open and you're going to wonder what the heck happened, you know? And so just be mindful of that here. We have the Lilith moon in conjunction with the moon. So we got Lilith, the asteroid, with the moon that's having a conjunction. We also have this beautiful trine happening. Lynn, hey Lynn. Good morning, Lynn. Aries, gratitude. One more. And as we harmonize and get aligned with the wisdom of the stars, the intelligence of the universe. All right. Aries, name an opportunity you've had that you were thankful for. An opportunity. Seeing opportunities. When you practice gratitude, you start seeing opportunities. This is what gratitude does. And you be thankful for them. While you lack, right? Because your mind is going to start searching for lack. If you speak lack or you see lack or nothing is happening, right? You're going to miss the opportunities. So there's an opportunity, or even when somebody was kind to you, all right? Just we got to name, like, so there's sometimes that people been treating us really nice and kind when you know you didn't deserve it, right? Look at that, all right? Favorite wild animal. You guys like animals? I don't really speak a lot about animals because you're gonna miss the most important. I want you guys to expand to a higher consciousness, so I don't really concentrate on the animals. You could go to other channels for that. But anyway, favorite wild animal. All right. Let's go ahead to Taurus. Taurus, what's something about your body or Taurus? You got this yesterday, I believe, about your body or your health that you're thankful for. The body is your temple, like they say. Who in your community makes your day-to-day life better? Gemini. Community-based. Being in gratitude for the community that you're in, that you're part of. Think of Cancer. Think of an important person in your life. What qualities do they have that you're grateful for? Because they get passed down to you, right, Cancer? Cancer, so if you have an intuitive mom or dad and understanding spirituality versus religion, you're grateful to have those qualities as well, right? Because you inherit them. You inherit their qualities. All right, I want to talk a little bit about what gravity and to trust in your own gravity. That's a poetic way for me to say to you to trust the center of your being, the inner force that naturally pulls you towards what is true for you. What is true for you? Trust in your gravity. The word gravity itself means weight, attraction, and to be serious. When we see the devil card, that's what it's telling you. Trust in your gravity. Just look at the devils, and we're looking at a goat. We're actually looking at a wahoo. Ahu is a kind of mythical creature, but look at the goat. Okay, so we look at the goat and we look at the lion. Neither one of them could be domesticated, but you could go to a petting zoo and pet a goat. You can't go to a zoo and pet a lion. So you really gotta like become aware. Wow. All right. You can't go to a zoo and pet a lion, but you could go to a petting zoo and pet a goat. So just look at that'll change your awareness. You really gotta think about that. Like you're okay with the lion, but you're not okay with the goat because it got horns and stuff. That's crazy. All right. Now the scene. All right. I just want to leave you with that. But anyway, so, of course, the word gravity itself means weight, attraction, and seriousness. In physics, gravity is a force that holds planets in orbit spiritually. They represent the force that keeps your soul aligned with its truth. Your gravity is your inner center, just like the planet's orbit. Our beautiful star. Okay, life begins to organize itself around your core values and inner truth. When you trust in your gravity, you stop chasing external approval. You move from inner stability, people, opportunities, right? You align naturally. It's similar to the scientist's idea of gravitational attractions. Things are drawn towards what has a lot of mass and presence, a person, right? So trust your gravity, your spiritual masses. Hey, Martha. Like nada blah, 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 nada, you killed me with that name. I'm sorry. Nada nasana sikala sakala. Five like five, no contact. Reunion possible. Sasikala and Kobe. Please put your. I cannot today. I'm not picking up that name. It's too long. Shorten it a little bit. All right. Uh, Shorten it a little bit. I'm gonna have to do it for you. I cannot. I can't pick that up. Give me your sign. All right? Give me your sign, sweetie. All right? Yeah, you can. Yeah, can you go to this is when you people are okay with the lion because it equals strength, but when they see the horned goat and that inverted pentagram, they go right away to Satanism. That's crazy because you've been conditioned to think of it at that animal. You project your fears on that animal, but you can't go to a pet. You can domesticate the animal, the lion. All right, yeah, the goat is a little bit stubborn and it's kind of it's a little rebellion. It's a very playful animal. It's a very smart animal. All right, so understand a little bit of that of the goal today to try to understand it. Wow, wow, wow. I've been looking at it from a different angle. Now I get to look at it different now. So that's just food for thought. So gravity creates authenticity, presence, And when someone trusts in their inner center, they develop calm, grounded energy. All right. This is why certain people see naturally magnetic. They are not forced in life. They're anchored in themselves. Okay. So philosophically, okay, thinkers like Friedrich Nietzsche, I can't even say, spoke about becoming who you truly are instead of living, all right, borrowed. You got to start living who you are instead of having borrowed values. Trusting your gravity means living in your own inner axis, not collapsing under outside pressure. Gravity protects you from chaos. Without gravity, things drift endlessly. This is why these two people I grabbed. They are in that energy, in the energetic gravity. When you understand the devil's energy, so I have to bring you more awareness so you can understand a little bit of that goat. All right, and what your gravity means. All right, and the Saturn, the pressure. So pressure is being applied so you can become more disciplined. All right. So it has nothing to do, to some extent, but depending on how you perceive it anyway. All right. So that's all about the gravitational pull. You're not swayed by the gravity. Like, you're not getting carried away with the gravity. All right. It's holding you in position there. All right. So, all right. So when you under outside pressure, gravity protects you from chaos. Without gravity, things drift endlessly. In life, it looks like constantly changing identity, losing direction, being pulled by every opinion. Your gravity gives you orientation, just as the earth is held together by gravity, symbolizing the earth staying in orbit around the sun. Your inner gravity keeps your life from scattering. Hello, Tasha. All right, so understand a little bit of the sacred pressure and trusting in your own gravity. All right, so the spiritual meaning of gravity is mystical. Trusting in your gravity means trusting in the divine spark inside of you. This is why they got the devil got that little tail. All right, the spark. So understanding a little bit of the kingdom of God is within you. Gravity in a sense is the pull of truth, the pull of conscious, and the pull towards forward and towards love and purpose. All right. A beautiful way to see gravity is invisible, but it's powerful. So is your soul. When you trust it, life stops feeling like a constant struggle to hold everything together, because your senses is begins to hold you. So the hidden connection between gravity and the heart's electromagnetic field, and why some people feel energetically grounded. All right, it links to physics, consciousness, spirituality, and surprisingly to so many other things. All right, it's a fascinating way to understand it, but I'm not going to be able to explain it all to you, because you're not going to be able to understand how, when Jesus teaches says that the kingdom of God is within you, and a lot of people don't understand that. All right, so when we're looking at polarity and the two, so you don't be carried by two extremes, so you can hold your position, right, when you're trying to accomplish things, right? So you don't get swayed. Sometimes we have to have, so those chains that represent, okay, the strongest. So if you look at the links that goes to that, so the chain is only as strong or as weak as the strongest or weakest link. All right. I want to really break that down with the devil's energy so you can understand what it means. You don't get caught up with all the hocus pocus and all the phantasmagorical stupidity that people don't take their time to understand, and understand polarity and the paradoxes, right? And when we look at the paradoxes, what happens when two archetypes are both active and neither is meant to eliminate the other. And so when we look at Saturn limits, and then we look at Venus love, all right, and the sun and the moon, all right, Mars decides and tempers restraints. So when you find compromising with those two energies, a new expression emerges. A new expression emerges, and it's the goat. Okay, it's showing you. All right. So, but listen, a lot of times paradoxes, they threaten identity, because it says that if you don't get to be one thing only, that's why paradox often appears during growth, not comfort, and why the mind struggles, because the ego works in binaries, meaning this or that, safe or dangerous, right or wrong, good or bad. It's always constantly want to choose. So you really got to understand what the paradoxes and the polarity is all about, okay? And what happens to these archetypes, because you're not meant to eliminate, because the one can live without the other. All right, so they must stay together. They must stay together. All right. So this is, but then it goes back to the law of gender. Manifestation requires the balance of these two energies. And when we look at balance, balance is something that you what? That you find. It's something that you practice in small, consistent choices, especially if you're very rooted and grounded. I think it works better for that. But if you're like very emotional, you get carried away with every emotion. This is why you need the chains to lock you in position. All right? Sometimes it happens like that. You're already in coming to bring me my blessing. Who? You really in coming to bring me blessings. Who's that? Augustine de la Rosa. Augustina. ¿Qué pasa, Augustine? Augustine, tú eres August. You really ain't coming to bring me my blessings. Wow. All right. You know, we got a lot going on in the world. All right? What about you becoming a blessing to somebody else? What are you doing, Della Rosa? What about you becoming a blessing to somebody else? All right? Do you have a little selfish in you? Hey, Xavier. All right? So anyway, manifesting with cosmic energy, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and gratitude is the anchor. All right? That is your superpower. All right? And Augustina de la Rosa asking us just, what do you mean by that? And the hidden power and gratitude, I talked about it already. And so, yeah. Let's get started here. And tension, and without tension, nothing what? Nothing moves. Tension is the stretch between two forces that want different things. And that stretch is what creates awareness, choice, growth, and meaning. So no tension, no story, no evolution, no awakening. Tension creates consciousness. Okay? So you only notice when something is in contrast, hot and cold, desire and restraint. So you got to really understand it. All right? So I'm going to keep talking about that so you can really be awakened to some truths. And what are the planets, the archetypes that we move through, and the living principles of consciousness. There's a lot of big words, so I want to try to minimize them as much as I can here. I'm going to continue on with Leo. Leo, recall a favorite holiday memory, Leo. When it comes to gratitude, being grateful for the holidays you share with family, all right? Recall a favorite holiday memory. The elephant, you like the elephant? Why you like the elephant? Xavier, why you like the elephant? I want to know. Recall a compliment you received that warmed your heart. Virgo, a compliment that warmed your heart. Libra, think of a moment this week where you felt gratitude and what sparked that feeling. Scorpio, think of a recent moment when you felt at peace. Sagittarius, the moon is in your house. It'll be there until tomorrow. The tusk represents strength to me. All right. But you know that they feel and they cry. You know that they're the biggest feelers, right? And they stay together. All right. They represent women's. All right. Anyway, what's a recent act of kindness you received? Capricorn. Oh, no. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what's a recent act of kindness that you receive? Think of a moment when you witnessed kindness in action. Capricorn. Aquarius. Recall a memorable journey or trip you've taken. And Pisces. Name a place that makes you feel peaceful or happy. Pisces love their peace, and when they get out of their, when they get out of their comfort, so woo. All right, you don't like nobody disturbing your comfort, and sometimes it's needed, Pisces. All right, you can always be comfortable. Comfortable is the enemy. Some of us trade our dreams for comfort, and comfort comes. Say, okay, you know what? You're settled. You're happy. Then great. Yeah, they mean strength, and then bring. For me, they represent women empowered and how they stay together, right? How they take care of each other, but they cry. They remember. It's like the crows. A lot of people see crows as like dark. They don't like crows because they don't really understand. Crows are one of the smartest animals or birds, animal, right? In the world. They remember. They have long memory. So when you see that dragon, all right, people just don't really understand. Oh, I don't like crows. They go find out why. Like when you don't like something that's dark, so that goes into racism. When you don't understand, at least go find out. Oh no, crows are considered dangerous. Man, they depending on how you treat them, they'll remember you. Crows have an incredible memory, but when you don't take time to study, all right, you're gonna see everything dark as evil. All right, the things that don't freaking like that is so complex, it's abstract. You won't understand it because you read it in a book. You took somebody else's opinion. You have to have your own personality, your own opinion, especially when it comes to your creativity, your energy. You got to be able to express yourself. You have your own unique sacred vibration, your own frequency. Learn how to either go through your own frequency and be enlightened, or you can run through another one, right? But you gotta know how to master your own. All right. So anyway, for me, gratitude, right, is that deep energy because it's not here. It's not for what you have. It's for what is growing, expanding, and becoming possible. We're talking about Jupiter's energy. Okay. Okay. Take care of family like me. Exactly. All right. So understanding a little bit of Jupiter and what that energy means, and how we being influenced, and how could you have gratitude in difficult season. All right, when things are uncertain, you choose gratitude. You're thankful for the lessons shaping you, for the strength that you didn't know you had. All right, where you feel lack, show me provision. Where I feel confusion, show me protection. Where I trust, right, you got to trust that something is growing beneath the surface. All right. Hey, Rick James. So family gratitude here is one of the fastest way to realign your heart, and it's going to shift you from lack to abundance, from tension to trust. Because no matter what, we never going to stop being under tension. We're just going to have the ability to look at tension from a higher perspective. After you pass the 8, it's telling you now you're going to be under tension, a higher perspective, and you're going to be able to understand things. So once you get to the 8, things start to change. All right, tension creating consciousness, and you only notice when something is in contrast. All right, and understanding that love needs vulnerability, it needs resistance. If everything agreed at all the time, you will be unconscious. Tension is what wakes you up. It asks you, which way will you lean? And that's where will showing up. Tension is how polarity becomes integrated. Two truths can exist at once because tensions hold them in the same field. Okay, so to understand, just understand a little bit about what you're watching, why you're watching, if you're going through any confusing time, how to fuel your mind, how to stay in prayer, petitions, affirmations, in divine order, through divine love. My heart is filled with gratitude and love and appreciation because a negative thought is going to come. Oh my goodness. And when it does, you got to affirm some truth here, right? And so how to do that? Being genuine, being true, trusting in your own gravity and knowing what my gravity is. So when you see the devil, all right, you own it. You own part of you. And when your shadow shows up, you know how to do if you do the shadow work, that therapeutic, when you start repressing parts of you and eliminating them, all right? It's about understanding them and owning them and accepting them and integrating them. All right? So with that being said, let me go into yeah, they take care of their family. Yeah. Yeah. One of the biggest and the most sensitive too. Yeah, they don't play around. Elephants. Yeah. Tumbeka, you ready? You ready? Let's find out here, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about. We're gonna talk about the trine, all right? Because we still said, like, because we know when we don't understand, we got a lot of things happening, especially here. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about we got the war in Iran, and we have those things that are gonna be affecting us globally. And a lot of people don't want to talk globally. They don't like it. They don't understand it. Take your time today to learn something about the war, even if you're not gonna do anything, all right? And just finding a little bit more about our principles of consciousness, all right? The divine light. Yeah, there's too much going on, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not going to change anything, all right? It's how you perceive it, how you understand it, and how you flow with it. All right? They are here. I just read tension. You're gonna understand it from a higher perspective. That's all. The wars are still gonna go on. People are gonna have their differences of opinions. Yeah, so it's just the way we understand life. All right, that's it. I mean, and so just to understand Mars energy and a little bit about Jupiter's energy. For me, Saturn, the slower moving planets, they stay put, they move slower, so things, start being structures, give you that discipline, that time to get things together. If you're gonna have to learn how to be uncomfortable. When you see the devil's energy, that's Saturn. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable. You're not understanding things. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable for a little bit to be successful for the rest of your life. So if you find yourself, addicted or obsessive, or staying in a job in a situation that's limiting your, like if you want to grow it, but you somewhere where it's limiting you and you can do other things, if you're a slave to your habit or to your job, all right, it's time to change. It'll give you that opportunity to do other things. But people get scared of it because they don't understand it. Tumbeka, you're here? So there's a lot of economic pressure right now, but the energy's still in, very much so. It's gonna keep dipping in and out until it really, really goes into Aries. Right now it's at like 2 degrees, 6 degree. All right, and understanding the orb value. So I'm gonna talk about the orb, the value, and the intensity, just a little bit. You're not gonna fully get it. It might take you like a year. Oh, this is why that's happening. Oh, this is why. Because like, even if you meet a person, right, and you might be with them. This young lady came yesterday. He just left. People, we don't fall in love with the person. We fall in love with what's being activated. All right. You mistaken chemistry, or like that fast moving energy with a connection with real. No. All right. And that's why it surprises you when they leave. Remember, when you meet people, you meet the whole their whole past. It comes with them. At the moment, you're not thinking about them. You're not thinking about it because you're trying to get to know somebody, and we don't ask those dumb questions, right? So, Becca, let's find out with your truck, yes or no. All right. One more. Oh. All right, not yet. So you got the star card here. All right. So there is hope for the future. I think you need like 2 more months, because then when you get the other two, and so we got so we got April, May, June, July. In July. All right. July, maybe late July. You know why? Because that goes with Leo's energy. All right. It goes with Leo's energy. All right. All right. So they're asking you to be calm so you don't lose the angel. I know you might be running out of patience here. All right. So don't lose your calm here. It could be and then when the moon goes here, this is when, because you're Sagittarius. You're Sagittarius and your energy is mutable. It's changeable. It's adaptable. So you're going to benefit a lot going through your, huh? I don't know exactly what you mean by it, but I'm just telling you. I don't know if it's your truck or not. All right, you didn't ask me if that's my truck. You asked me when my truck's coming. I told you could come, because you got to get the 4. All right, so you could, because the 4 is what gives hope. This is not giving hope right now because it's inspired. It's a slow process here. I'm gonna help you understand what basically, when you see this energy, because I don't think you understand inspiration. All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit about inspiration. When things stay inspired, all right, there's no further movement. All right, you're waiting passively instead of taking the action. All right, so learning a little bit about inspiration. All right, and when something is really grounded and rooted here. All right. So things could change at the last minute. Right now we have the moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius energy is all about winging it at the last minute. So who knows? You understand? When you really understand the moon and what the moon faces, you got to remember your energy basically goes where the moon is out because of your adaptability. All right. So this is about higher mind, higher expansion. All right. You understand me? And you're Sagittarius, correct? So I'm going to talk a little bit about inspiration. All right. When you understand inspiration, this is what these cards talk a lot about. Inspiration versus practical. Grounded here. All right. Having a more grounded, practical approach. So when you see the energy, because if we just talk about it, blah, 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 and we don't really stay grounded and rooted and trust your gravitation, trust what your intuition is telling you. All right. And one of the great ways to think about it and to look at this, all right, is understanding inspired action versus your practicality versus your emotional. All right. There is hope here. There's hope for healing. But when you really got to understand where people get stuck and inspire and they don't move further. All right. So you want to be able to break that habit. You understand me? Hey, Tandika. All right. And then to really have the balance here, it's important. So we're going to talk a little bit about inspiration versus the containment, the capacity, just quickly, all right? I'm not going to get so stuck there with it because it'll take you a while to really understand what these cards are really telling you when it comes to your capacity, your container, to really hold, to really hold things, to stay sensitive, to trust your gravity, all right? So do you want me to speak about that? Because you might be, we all get this inspiration, but then we lose the momentum and how to trust the middle. All right. Hold on one second. Blah 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 blah. All right. Do you want to know a little bit about it? All right. Because it's like there's a fear here with you. All right. There's a fear here. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get. You got a little fear or what? All right. Because remember, when you lose balance here, right? You start. It's like a self-permission kind of card, kind of energy. Now, are you getting enough rest? I don't think he wants to. All right. The temperance is not showing up. I think you left your angel. You think you left your angel? All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Give me one second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Because there's a trine that's happening. All right? And this trine is happening. All right? And to really understand it a little bit better. Okay? So I'll be right back. Okay? But I want you to understand inspiration. If you do anything else, understand the inspiration. Inspiration is the first beginning of things and how we understand ourselves. Because there's no inspiration, everything happens with being inspired here. But I want you to really understand this so you don't ask me the same question again about the truck. All right? You take some time because it's like, when you loosen your angel and when you're stepping into this devil energy, you need this devil energy in order to fight, right? But the fear, the anger, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to disappoint somebody, all right? You don't want to disappoint people. I mean, we get that with Mercury in Pisces. All right? I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to disappoint nobody. This is what I'm picking up from you. All right? You got it? All right. I'll be right back. I don't know if that's exactly how you feel, but that's the energy that we're dealing with Mars. All right. Okay. Okay. Sandika said the past days I was stressed about the job I'm expecting, but now I'm calm and I am at peace. Yet I haven't had anything from it. I haven't had anything from it. Why am I feeling that way? I have to know a little bit of your birth chart. All right. Give me your sun, give me your moon, give me your rising, and then I'll tell you. All right. But according to what's going on here, all right, you should be feeling peaceful. And why you're not, I don't even know your sign. Give me your sign, and I could tell you why, so you can relax. Okay. This is the reason why we're here. We got to understand the planets and their positions in the zodiac signs, right, and what they mean, how they influence the nature of an individual event, or right? Current affairs. We have to understand also you're a Cancer. I don't know what you're worrying about because remember, you got Jupiter in your house. And Jupiter's expansion of the mind and want to protect my assets, my home. Maybe you feeling overwhelmed. We have your moon, your ruling planet, and that's a conjunction. The moon is at right now conjunction with Lilith. And then you have the moon in Sagittarius. It prefers winging it. It's a change of plans. Maybe your plans change here. All right. But that energy is all about determined to know. All right. This is a time right now to see the big picture. Okay. So you got to really understand that. Okay. The lesson here is putting faith in your intuition, life, and because you might be agile, you might be very enthusiastic, and that's going to make you a little bit impractical here, spontaneous. Okay. Even with even if your plans are well laid out, you're gonna feel like that because of the expansion of Jupiter, all right? And then you got the conjunction, the moon with Lilith, and Lilith is all about rebellion, all right? Parents and things like that. So that you might find yourself in that situation. This charm is intriguing, emotions are big, dark, mysterious, all right? It's all about the helpfulness, cheerfulness, optimism, and a need for change. Okay, so you really got to understand that energy that's happening right now. Okay, so once you understand, you be like, oh, okay, it's nothing. It's not for me to worry about. So you really got to understand your moon energy. All right, you be affected by these changes more than any other sign. Okay, so especially when it goes into mutable energy, and then you are dealing, huh? But I was pushing too much. Yeah, because of that's what the Jupiter does. It expands you and it matches you. It touches you. Actually, it matches what you're doing. So if you're reckless with your money, it's gonna match that energy. But if you're taking care of the money, it's gonna match that energy. All right. You really got to understand the energy and where it goes into mutable signs. All right. It's gonna make you feel like things are more. It's gonna you're gonna be like more dramatic, and which is nothing to worry about. Okay. As long as you're handling your plans well, your finances. One thing about Jupiter, he matches your energy, your money. So you gotta understand that. So you're gonna make a big deal out of nothing. This is why Tumbeke is feeling that way as well, and understanding where the moon and the sun's energies at. One of the two most important things. Okay, so I mean, if you're not feeling calm here with Venus and Taurus, all right, that's a calm, practical approach to look at things. So I will focus on my Venus and how you can make a practical and different choices here when it comes to your economic, just I mean, but the whole world's suffering. This is collectively, all right? So just stay optimism. And then this is also a need to escape, like, wow. So just understand a little bit of what's happening, cosmic speaking, all right? And then the moon in Sagittarius are all about meeting new people, learning new things, a gentle approach with Mars in Pisces, mild temper, and just Mercury in Pisces, moody communication, tactful, doesn't want to offend, and this very tolerant energy. So you have a little bit, when we look at the cosmic clock with the planets and the style or the mood of what's happening, all right? And it's very difficult for people to sit through that energy, all right? Because we want quick, easy now. And of course, we got that fire, passion, kind of impulse energy, all right? When we talking about Sun and Aries. So that's, I want to be first to start, first to finish, all right? I know, but you got to relax. There's nothing to worry about. Again, if you had everything planned out, don't worry about it, all right? Right now, we're going about the survival, that desire and the survival instincts, right? It's a love for conquest. I'm ready to take on challenges. And then when you take them on, you might be taking on more challenges than you're used to. All right? Because that conjunction of sun and the moon. All right? So we have that as well happening. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that so I don't get off track here. So we got to understand how the planets affect the zodiac signs, how they influence nature, our current affairs, and the easy way to think about it. The planet is the actor, and the sign is the costume. All right? Same actor, different costume, different vibe. So your personality is shaped by which the planets are in which signs and blending them together into your unique nature. All right? So just understand a little bit. It's just not you. You're just connected to this intelligent field. All right? When things happen, it's just like watching the weather. All right? So don't worry about it. All right? You got to understand that these cards speaks of the archetypes of these principles of consciousness. And we run through them, okay? It's so confusing. But I love it. This is what I love to do. And when we say cosmic spirit, and we don't really understand it, right? So yes, we're connected cosmic to these heavenly bodies. You're literally made of and this is science. This is not me saying it. You're literally made of the elements forged in the stars, the carbon in your body, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones. Those were created in ancient stellar explosions long before our sun, the heart of the solar system, existed. In that sense, you are cosmic matter rearranged. You are not separated from the universe. You are basically a localized expression of it. And I know for you, I don't speak about it because people don't understand it. Their mind can't even grasp that idea. All right? So what that means to you is whatever you have going on in your house. What that means for you, you calm down. If you did everything right, all right? What was your question again? I don't know what question you asked me yet. That you got to understand Jupiter. It's an expansive. It's all about expanding your consciousness for you to grow, so you become more aware, so you don't get stuck in this loop, in this cycle. All right. You got to understand that your energy is going to expand. You are about any experiences that you have at the end of the day when you're under constant tension, going to contrast is about you expanding consciously, so you could be more aware. That's what basically it is. You might take it different because you don't understand it. All right? So just relax. And then when we look at the sun, it's the sun and interstellar vortex portal taking us to higher dimensions. Is that the gateway? right? So when you can access all these spiritual gifts, enlightenment, all right, and that only happens when we understand the process of information and unlocking the highest potential, all right. So you want to emit a signal when you get the hangman, all right. So anyway, I want to talk about that you are not a small star, and so you can understand yourself a little bit better, and that dwarf planet Lilith in the conjunction with the moon. All right, it's very important for you to understand that. But anyway, as I was telling Tumbeke, all right, when we don't understand certain things, because inspiration here is the call, all right, embodiment is the answer, all right, and one is not better than the other one, all right. So you don't have no pages. You have two very good major arcanas here. All right, so you really got to understand. I mean, you don't have no pentacles. You have cups. All right. So when you embody, you build on it. Because look, you can build on inspiration alone, but nothing meaningful is going to happen without inspiration. All right. Nothing begins without it. So when you understand look, a symbolic way to describe this energy, the emotional, imaginative layer of consciousness, the one where feelings, imagine dreams and desires and projected moves and mingle. All right. This isn't physical here. All right. Except this here, you have to understand how to embody the devil's energy without fighting it. And embodiment shows up. I choose. I stay consistent. I build. All right. And this is why inspiration without grounding can feel intoxicating and then vanish. So the shadow side of inspiration is chasing the feeling instead of reality. All right. Falling in love with a potential here. Confusion activation without commitment. All right. So you really got to understand this energy, and just only even the inspire, right? Because inspiration means something very specific. It's often misunderstood. All right. So inspire is the energy touching you, not the energy becoming you. To be inspired is to be activated by an idea, feeling, or a vision that causes something from the outside. All right, in your current embodiment here. So when you look at this energy itself, it's to breathe into this energy. So when you breathe, it's possibly how you inspire, how you feel connected. All right. It's not about someday. It's acting now. All right. It's lighting up, lifting your future here with this energy here. So I see it, I feel it, I want it, I embody, I am, I live it, I sustain it. Inspiration lives only in this energy here. All right. Cups in the embodiment, the vision of the astral plane. All right. You feel so much, but you have to learn how to be awakened. I'm gonna leave it there. This is very difficult to explain this to people, but understand that you are not small. Okay, you are not small here. You are a giant. The most powerful forces in the universe often come from the smallest stars. I know that's a powerful statement, but let me tell you what I mean by that. So small stars, red dwarfs, because most small stars are called dwarfs because they are smaller than our sun, right? They're smaller than our sun, all right? But they live longer, okay? They can burn for trillions of years, far longer than the stars like the sun. So in terms of longevity, they dominate, okay? They are also the most common type of stars in the universe. So statistically, small stars, we rule, all right? But are they the most powerful? All right? If we define power, energy, output, no. Massive stars produce vastly more energy. Okay? You really got, when you understand, you be like, oh, it'll bug you out. It'll give you more meaning, purpose. Big stars burn fast and they die young, but small stars they burn slow and outlast almost everything. Small stars are powerful in longevity, stability, in sheer numbers, potential for long-term planetary systems. They quietly dominate the structures of galaxies and they don't explode dramatically. All right? They endure when you look at that energy there. And so massive stars, they end in supernovas. Some become neutral. The first sign of consciousness, we look at the first neutron star. All right? Really look at this energy. You'll be blown away by what is here. All right? And so those events reshape galaxies, and that's extreme power. All right? So to understand yourself, and it'll blow your mind. Like I wouldn't even know how to begin. All right? So raw in size and brightness, no. But an impact in the universe, surprisingly, yes. So small stars, we freaking rule. We are divine beings of light, period. That the end. So the ancients believed that stars were our memories. Okay? And if you remove like the enemy, right, erasing all our memory. A lot of people thought about that. Ancient culture anyway, all right? So when we understand infinity symbolically and spiritually, metaphorically, right? You understand biology because biology tells us, science tells us that anyway. All right? So if we truly decide what's true, lies in nature, which is the judge, like we're the judge, the jury, and the executioner. So your idea of something in nature doesn't give you a secret, right? It doesn't give you, nature doesn't give you a secrets quietly. All right? It's mysterious, arcane. You don't know what you don't know, and that's a shame. All right? There's a place where you can stand, all right? Especially with the 301s. All right? There's a place where you can stand that will give you a view that you didn't even know. All right? That was possible. Mind-blowing information. So step back. All right? That step back that you must take is exponential, expanding your consciousness every day. And so truly understand what that energy, what this energy is all about. You'll be blown away. I will keep talking about this once a week. And then the archetypes, we don't have just one. We run through them. And the archetypes, they matter because people don't fall in love with people first. They fall in love with what archetypes are being activated. Okay, that's why love can feel intoxicating, mythical, pain. It feels fatal because it's all the patterns repeat with different faces. So when you get the judgment card, or the wheel of fortune, you repeat the same with different faces. All right. So understanding the archetypes that we run through here, especially the Fool. All right. Anyway, so you get what I'm saying, right? The Arctic Fox here. All right. So an archetype is a core pattern of big universal raw energy humans keep stepping into. All right. Across time, culture, stories. It's not your personality. It's not your mood. It is the lens you're operating through in the moment. All right. So think of an archetype role of consciousness put onto experience itself. All right. An archetype is actually a blueprint, not a behavior. All right. Not an identity, a role with gravity. All right. It pulls your thoughts, emotions, and actions into familiar shapes. But we don't understand them, right? From our perspective here on Earth. Do you want me to stop? Do you want me? This is bugged out, man. You bug it out. You bug out. All right. Oh man, we fall in love with archetypes being activated. So be mindful of that, and that's why our pain feels faded because we're repeating the same pattern with different faces. So think of planets as living principles of consciousness. Each represent a core of pattern motivated by behavior, perception. All right, and that's going to show across myth, psychological, tarot, of course, and our lived experiences. All right. So, I mean, when I look in here, I see what planetary archetype is actually being activated and the role, the function, the psyche can occupy. All right. And so I see them here. I'm like, oh, they're being activated by this, and they're not aware of it. All right. So human turns is like the sun. All right. The hero. Sovereignty, identity, vitality, purpose, day I am. I'm confident. I'm feeling like that leadership today. All right. And some of it could be distorted ego, right? Because it needs validation and performance. So I know when I get it here. Man, today you got to step out of the comfort. Today, Who understands what I'm talking about? Drop something in the comments. All right? I'm going to go a little slower when we understand spiritually speaking, cosmically, right? So when planets symbolize different dimensions of you, all right? When people talk about the cosmic spirit, they often referring to their sun, their moon. We're talking about the core essence, the emotional nature, the outer planets, Neptune, Pluto, spiritual and transformative layers, all right? You aren't just one energy, you are the whole solar system, all right? And I know that's hard to explain. So if you've been activated Pluto, Saturn, maturity energy, all right, you got to know your sun, your moon, all right? So yes, we are connected spiritually to the 70 bodies, all right? And like I said, you are literally made of the elements forged in the stars. And all right, we want to keep it simple because we don't want to get caught up with all that, right? So when we look at conjunction Venus and Mars, Venus right now is in Taurus and Mars is in Pisces, all right? So that energy lasts, because I got a lot here. I'm talking about the orb value, so I'm gonna talk about that next. I'm gonna take another break. If somebody else has a question, come on in. Nobody else has a question? Oh, Ebony says she likes the Arctic fox. All right. Will Jay reach out soon? All right, Tandika, let's go ahead. Understand that Venus is in Taurus. A little bit of I'm going to give a little bit of that. I'm going to talk about a little bit of Taurus. I'm going to talk about the orb. I'm going to talk about what's happening in Venus's house and what that means to you. All right? A little bit, just a little bit. Let's go ahead. Will Jay reach out soon? You want to share a little bit about Jay, what's going on? All right. Yeah, we're harmonizing more with the divine order of the universe, right? We are. All right. I'm going to end this live with Saturn and Jupiter's energy. Yeah. Nobody really wants Saturn, but it's still active in Pisces. All right. So as we're moving from the old cycles, beginning new ones, the energy is going to feel different. Tandika always ready. Yes, she is. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like when people are ready. She always ready. Let's go ahead. Not until they come out of this hermit. How long they been gone? All right. I like it. I like it, Tandika. I love it. That's the way I roll here. We don't got that much time. Tumeka says she already. All right, let's just have a little fun, man. We don't want to get caught up with all the stuff that's going on in the world. All right. So while they left on the full moon, either they left you on a full moon or a new moon. All right. They left you on a full or new moon. When they left, when there was a full, a lot of people take off with a new moon. I want to go. Some people give it another chance and they start again. That's what new moons represent. Some people get stuck in the dark. They don't start again. Some people go to the next shiny thing. All right. So when they left you here, if you could go back one more. I could tell this happens full or new moon. One more. That's it. One more. One more. This is why you got to pay attention. Only you got to study 2 moons, especially you. All right? There goes the 2 of Wands. All right? And let's see what's at the bottom. The sun. When is their birthday? I got the sun. I mean, I don't want to give you no false hope. You got a lot of fire energy here. All right. Again, we got September and the next energy. Well, we right now in Mars. If they come during this month before we go into the next fire energy, all right, with the sun being in Aries and all right. So you want to know because you want to be clear on something here. This is when the sun shows up. So it could go on the next, which is July. What is their energy like? Because you got Sun, you got Leo, you got Sagittarius, Aries, or you got Virgo here. All right. Let me see. There could be another sign. You got Cups and you got a lot of Wands here. All right. I don't know if you're waiting to be chosen here. All right. When you get this energy and this energy is not grounded, this energy lives in inspiration. We all live in inspiration. All right. Meaning that it's good, but it's not grounded. All right. You don't know it either. Wow. All right. So there's a lot of hopes and fears here with this energy here. You hope they come back. Um, I don't know if you feel like, man, I don't know if you put some standards up and they didn't, they feel. I think when you put this up, right, your standards get really, really high. They don't want to probably look. They don't know how to handle that. They think it doesn't apply to them. Is that what you did? What they left? All right. This energy shows up, but you got to be ready for that energy. When this shows up together, they're gonna come for a little while. So you could expect anything with this energy. They might come for a little while. So you didn't put no stand. You don't got no standards. All right. You know what standards are, right? Because you can teach people how to show up. Your standard is no matter what happens, all right, no matter how I feel, I'm not gonna be impressed by big feelings, sudden closeness. All right. I have my values. This is what I want. All right, like my thing. If I value honesty, I'm gonna stick to that. If I value affection, connection, intimacy is not only to be intimate, but it's to be truthful, honesty. Right? Like you gotta honor that. You understand me? You got values. You don't understand that you do. All right. So they're not choosing here. They're gonna react here if you put limits on something that they used to. If you make them comfortable, I'll be worried if I see this together. This comes for a little while, but they want to move forward here, right? They're not gonna stay because you put limits on. There's some limits here, all right? This is I'm not gonna wait to be asked. I'm gonna move forward, kind of energy. You understand? When you put limits on people, that stops them. That stops them dead in their track. All right. So if you say, "Oh, you can't be coming back and forth," I thought you was okay with that. No, I know you can't stay here. So you understand me? So if I value honesty, is like honesty is my top value here, right? Carrying like lying and deceiving and holding my feelings is gonna feel heavy. You understand? So like freedom. If freedom is your top value, restricting somebody, right, it's gonna feel right like holding on tight to somebody is gonna feel restrictive. You understand? So anyway, I won't be surprised if they show up, but they're not gonna stay. So you gotta be ready. Whatever. This is all about the consequences. All right. So they might show up. They might show up here with this energy in Aries. All right. I got the energy I need to know. I want to know what's going on. And this energy in Aries is very, you know, I'm enthusiastic. I want to know things. I want to explore. I want freedom. I want freedom to be myself. You want to be in a relationship that you're free to be yourself, right? So the energy here, it could be you got two at the reverse here. It could be now with this energy because this is a quick moving energy. This could last a couple of hours. This could last a couple of hours. It could be in September. It could be now. It could be in a week. All right. It could be in 7 days. Okay. They're not gonna stay long, so don't expect that. All right. No. They're gonna call. You might have sex with them. Hey JJ, you might have sex with them, and they might leave. All right. That's it. That's what I see here because there's no pentacle. There's nothing grounded. You gotta understand that energy, inspiration needs to be grounded. It needs to be rooted in something real, something that I could see, stable. I want things friendly. All right. This energy wants to be social. They don't want to take things so serious. You got to really understand the Three of Cups. All right. Well, then that's what you're going to get. All right. That's what you're going to get. Hey, Bailey. That's what you're going to get. They want socially. They want to be a social friend. They don't want to take things so serious. When you get the threes, you got to understand that. Once you get to that three, you at least want to be with somebody when you get the Four of Cups or the Four of Pentacles, right? Or the Four of Wands. All right. You can, if things stay just theoretical or inspiration, which is great, you inspire, you feel good. Everything starts with inspiration, but it just can stay in that energy. All right. You can't just stay in that energy. He must go to hell. All right. That's it. I mean, what are you going to do? So when we understand Venus and Taurus, all right, and what's happening now, It's an earthy, grounded kind of energy. It points to things that are stable, practical, natural, all right, present and focused. Okay, that's the kind of energy that keeps you rooted instead of scattered, earthly rooted in the physical world. Right? It's like in nature herself, the soil, the trees, the mountains, the plants, the forest, the material world, stone, clay, crystals, all right, tone wearing browns and greens, beige, rust, terracottas, whole foods, vegetables, especially root vegetables like carrots. I'm explaining the whole, what I'm doing here, I'm explaining the whole Venus energy when it's in its specific signs. All right, so you can understand the vibe there. All right, so I'm going to go through the whole rooted energy. All right, and if you want to call it love at this time, I explain the whole thing so you can understand what it means grounded. I'm going to go through the whole list. So when you see it, especially for me, you understand and what's being activated. And how can you call this energy in? I mean, I will go with a whole, I will go with a whole manifestation ritual. All right. So anyway, so this is the time for it to enjoy those scents: sandalwood, patchouli, rain, fresh grass, textures, rough, raw, organic, linen, cotton. All right, wool. All right, your connection to earth should be really, really how you connect more to your senses, grounded, stable. All right, center, emotionally balanced. This will help you feel calm, steady. You could use those things to help you feel steady. Routine, structure, consistency, planning, discipline. All right, those are the energy that Venus and Taurus brings, but they also like certainty. All right, Venus and Taurus loves to be certain. All right, the energy in Venus, the sensual love centers in the physical world. Okay, creatures of comfort. I want solidity. All right, I want comfortable, settle. I need predictability in relationships, dependability, possessive in love, and with things. All right, it's a hands-on expression of love, needing plenty of time. They prefer things that are natural and grounded in art, taste, and pleasures. All right, and love arrives slowly, without, right, without not a lot of passion and a lot of force. All right, this is so phony. Linda, go kick yourself. Go kick yourself and go learn something. Go feed the homeless. Go do something with your time, Linda. All right, Linda. Linda, you've been burning. You have no idea what's going on. All right. Go kick rocks. Thank you, Timbeke. All right. So to understand, hey, Vanderbilt, to understand the slow moving energy with Venus in its natural, it loves being in its ruling sign. All right, it rules that sign for a reason, and it's gonna give you that opportunity, but it dislikes uncertainty. Venus values what's in your heart. Okay, and so that energy is stable. It's not easily shaken or reactive. All right, maybe when it goes into maybe when it comes into Gemini, so you gotta wait. All right, maybe when it comes into Gemini, because you got you got this energy. All right, maybe once it goes into Gemini, all right, they might reach out. So you really gotta understand and the simple ways to tell the difference, because this energy does not, okay, connect to what? The earth energy now. This is a scam. Linda, go kick yourself. Go yell at the wind. All right? Go yell at the wind. Go yell at the wind. Go connect to your higher self. All right? So anyway, you didn't get no knight, you didn't get no queen of pentacles, no king of pentacles, no knight. All right? So everything stays in the kind of emotional realm without really living it out in this physical. You have to have pentacles. All right? And look, at least pentacle, you know that they mean something. Maybe later on down the future. All right? I welcome the energy. All right. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about that. So earth energy says the disconnect to me, to nature, to body. Does this keeps me calm, stable, present? All right. Does this keep me grounded to the reality, stability, and being affected in real time? So understand that. If you understand that, you be like, oh, so you might hear from them when the energy moves, when Venus moves into Gemini. You might, most likely than not. All right. If they come back now, you're gonna have a quickie. It's gonna be good. They might even take you out. Are you used to going out? And you might not see them again for a couple of weeks. All right? And then that's when you can start talking about things because it expresses itself more. All right? So understand that. Be like, oh, this is how it goes. So do you solidify it? This is when it's time to express yourself. And if you don't, then you're gonna go through another cycle. You're gonna go through another cycle. So I will watch out where Venus is at and what is being activated, and how you're gonna run through these archetypes, how you're gonna be affected, what's being activated at the time, and how can you hold the momentum? How can you keep the emotional consistency? You want somebody that shows up emotionally consistent, right? As well as physical. All right. Will he be serious? Maybe. I didn't see no pentacles. I'm sorry. All right. I didn't see any pentacles. You gotta have that question. You the one that have to have that conversation with them. What are their long-term goals? Look at the long-term goals. That's it. You just have a conversation. Have the conversation. All right? Man, I put that conversation out there so quick and eliminate all bullshit. You're holding yourself back from living the life that you want. You really are. A lot of people, I see this every day. Wow. You're holding yourself back. How old are you? How old are you, Diamini? Delamini, right? I'm trying to get your last name. Diamini, right? Yeah, you're holding yourself back. You don't want to wait till you're 40. It's going to be harder. I'm serious. When you're 40, man, you're going to start getting a lot of young guys. That happened to me. Man, and when I turned 40, I was like, damn, all these young guys? Wow, how old are you? I was like, oh my God, wow. You gotta open up your world. You gotta speak the things. You gotta connect to Venus energy. Find out where Venus is at. All right. You got Jupiter in your house, so connections in the home is gonna be really important. But at least learn about your person. You have to. I remember when I was 40, I was just bringing in young guys. I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck is happening? I'm not ready to babysit nobody. Don't wait till you're 40. Oh, you're a 90s baby. Yeah, my daughters are older than you. My daughter. Don't wait till you're 40. I mean, it could happen. They might come and remember, people get caught up with other people. You get in their past. You're not just getting a person. You got to understand that. At least understand your Venus. Very important. Understand the slow moving planets. All right, which is Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, Uranus. Understand those a little bit. If you understand that, you'll be like, oh, okay, and it's a lot of work. Nobody really wants to do it. We just want to run to that. We just want to say, oh, the moon is over here, and that's all that matters. No. The moon is your emotions, your affection, how you give it, but it's unstable. You got to understand that the moon it nurtures at the time. It gives love, affection, all right? But it's unstable. It's an emotion that's unstable. Once you understand your moon, you be like, oh, shoot. This emotion is unstable. Love is the choice. Well, not the choice. Love is a decision to commit, to hold that person, to nurture it. You got to understand that once you understand that, you have the breakthrough. Wow. All right. Please try to just learn a little bit. And the OR value. Right now we have Moon in Sagittarius. And that's 15. All right. 42 OR value. All right. We got Mercury in Pisces at 19 degrees. All right. And then we got Venus in Taurus at 9 degrees. It just started. All right. We got Jupiter in Cancer, 16. Saturn in Aries at 6. It's fairly new. So it's going to be going between Pisces and Aries. We also got Neptune at 2. All right. So it's not finishing yet. Pluto at 30. No, at 5 in Aquarius. Lilith at 12. The North Node in Pisces at 8. And we have Saturn in Aries, Jupiter in Cancer, Uranus in Taurus. All right. So I'm gonna explain a little bit of the OR value. Hey, Lady Firefox. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the OR value, but just understand Those that are interested more in love understand the conjunctions and the archetypes that we run through them. It's like the universe is trying to express itself. So we see the pattern, we go like, yo, it's incredible. Just talking about it blows my mind. Just talking about it, it just blows my mind. I ain't even gonna lie. I get a little cockeyed. I'm just, I get a little cockeyed, bro. It just blows my mind, man. I'll be like, holy guacamole. I learned something, Maria, about the shadow. Wow. That is a lot people can attach to. Yeah. Good. Explain it here. Go ahead. You could take the floor. I'll be right back. If you want to educate somebody, explain to them a little bit about the shadow. All right. Explain a little bit about the shadow. Hopefully in the future we can work together. I'm looking for some people that I can work together. All right. We're here to share our knowledge. Can I be confident, of course, in my energy? All right. And can I still learn? Hell yeah. I want to learn more. I want to raise consciousness. I want to expand my awareness. Damn it. And it's that one thing. All right. Through thousands of years spanning the hope, the inner sense that something good is still possible, even when the present moment is uncertain, which means difficult. It isn't that quiet belief, all right, that the future can still heal and improve. Those are the keys, the expectations of it, all right? So if you wanted to explain it a little bit, I'm going to talk about the old value, the influence, the zone, and that's very important for you to understand the old value. You might see it and how it connects to the Nine of Swords. Hopefully I get it here. Let's see. No, the Eight of Wands. That blanket that you see in the Nine of Swords. All right, let me see if I get it here. That blanket that you see in that blanket that you see in the Nine of Swords is so freaking important. It'll blow your mind. All right, you don't really understand that that blanket and that is speaking. Man, that it is incredible. All right, so I want to talk about that. I'm gonna actually bring it and show it to you if I have time. Go ahead, Lady Firefox. Hey, Sama. Let me see here what the universe wants me to speak about. One more. When you understand that blanket in the Nine of Swords is going to blow your mind. The Justice card, all right. The Ace of Swords, truth, the Four. All right, the battle here is truth. The body is a rope that we change each time that we come back. Our circle around the sun. The Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. Oh, it's not giving it to me. What the heck is that Nine of Swords? It wants me to speak of the robe. Yeah, our body's a robe that we change each incarnation, each cycle around the sun. All right, so knowledge is good. Wisdom is better. All right, wisdom is all about taking action in your appointed path. Allow the sun. So the sun is taking us so the sun is a gateway portal to the unknown. Right? Trust me, it's a lot. Let me explain a little bit. I'll be right back. Write it down. This is where we gotta write stuff down. Don't be afraid to write stuff down because my goodness, so much to explain. All right. So this is when we settle. This is the settling card. All right. Without this, you got to heal first. Without this, you don't get the happily ever after. But to really embody the sun, when true embody happens, when we become whole, when we become one. All right. So this is what it's talking about here. But this is when you settle. All right. When we in the system, government speaking anyway, but Saturn gives you that discipline, that leadership, how to live properly, how to live good, how to have, because listen, before the government, right, we had a system through our elders, through our tribes. All right. Ancestors, yes, a lot, but a lot, but you and I can handle, see it, true life. Exactly, in true life. Yeah. So without this, if you don't heal this, all right, because this is telling you heal, release, or get clear on what you want. All right. We all want a higher quality what back then it was. All right. But then when government took over, the people got more, there was more land, more people, more opinions. Everybody fought for land. And so justice stepped in, right? But You understand? It changes things because first, before we had government, we had justice. All right, we had the tribal leaders, the elders, telling us things. All right, how to take care of the land, what is good is that. But then we could go back to the Hammurabi. I don't know if you studied it. All right, the people that don't understand the Hammurabi. Again, I am Hispanic and I do have a heavy accento for those of you. But anyway, I'll be right back. I'm going to talk about the old value, and then after that, we're going to get into what? All right, the values of Venuses, and the recalibration, how to have a more balanced life. Because of course you understand that life doesn't just here. Here goes balance. No, no, it doesn't give us that. These are choices that we gotta make. Consistency, practice. All right. All right, so I'll be right back. I want to talk about all that, and then I'm going to talk about the balance that what it's saying here, how to truly embody this sun. All right, energy. This is when you start becoming whole. All right, this is when you start to understanding things. Oh, I understand now. I'm becoming more aware. Wow, I see things clearer now. All right, this energy is happening all in Aries, which is the opposite of Libra. All right, the other side of me, looking at things from another perspective. It's gonna give Aries that energy, all right, to find itself, right? The other two sides of the same coin. All right, so in the zodiac wheel, you represent this. That's just what Aries always get this. All right, at some point, and this is what's happening to Aries, karma, right? Recalibration is gonna have to happen here. You're gonna be. It's much to you to evolve and to understand the other side of you. All right, they exist. You can't see them because there's another side of you, your shadow side. So we all have two sides of us. All right, we're not just one. All right, I'll be right back. Do you have a channel so I could go see it? Yeah, there you go. Where you found that at? You gotta do a lot of you gotta do a lot of you gotta do a lot of research. Don't go with the first thing that you see. There's a lot of you gotta remember when you're looking at things, you're looking at from people's perspective. Their interpretation of evil or dark. Yeah, you gotta be mindful when you do any research, you gotta research. You gotta spend like months research and then you compare and contrast like what is true, what's feel it like if you feel like this scare in your heart, you got to feel easy with the energy and you know that that's the truth, that's somewhat closer to the truth. All right, don't go with the first thing you see because I think you did that too quick. If you do, the shadow gateway is where darkness gets in because okay, okay. I don't agree with that. It's all right. I don't agree with it. That's just my personal opinion. All right. We got to learn what shadow is because it's a connection to the moon. It's the part of Mother Nature herself, the dark side of Mother Nature. This is why she faces away from the earth. That's why we can see the dark side. You understand? I really want you to really do your research. That's why I stopped watching a lot of people. I had to do a lot of research. You got to do a lot of research. People are not willing to go that far. You got to be able to go that far before you give it any information. They let people decide for themselves. Believe slowly. Believe in you. If you believe in that, that's up to you. All right, but learn how to. Yeah, you have to really. This is why I like people to tell me. Most likely, and I've been doing a lot of research for 3 years. All right, we don't want to go in one day or 1 month or a year, and we read a book. Oh yeah, we know everything. No, there's so much information. There's so much misinformation. Because when you're watching anything, even from my perspective, all right, you got to really understand that. All right, we want to be so quick. All right. Oh yeah, that's it. No, 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 no. It's deeper than that. What is it? What Jesus says? What Jesus says? It is up to you to know the mysteries of the universe. All right, things that don't be revealed to us. So we just got to be a little mindful. Can this be true? If you feel anxious when you watched it, or how you study it, if it left you like, you got to be, yeah, just be mindful. Hey, Panda, just be mindful of that. That's all. Everything's not what it seems. All right? No, you gotta no, 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 no. We gotta understand that. I mean, you could go. You know who you should watch? Neil deGrasse. Go watch a little bit of him. You gotta watch a little bit of everybody to see because if you feel it in your heart, you feel it there. The heart's intelligent. All right. The heart is the one that's moving. Of course, with the brain, the consciousness. So to really study that, just really gotta study a lot. All right. This is why it probably be difficult for you to explain. It takes years. All right. And so, yeah, just really know, because we go to that. Hail Lucifer, anything else? I don't. Marie, hail Lucifer, for real, for real. Anything else I don't F with. Rasheen Parker, you know the Luciferic being? You know the Lucifer energy? You know the ultraviolet beings of light, of consciousness, and the principles of consciousness? Like, how do you step into the energy? Sending that energy in this life. And I destroy it. As soon as you came in with that, I destroy it. What is dark energy? I turn that shit into light. I turn that shit into information. What are you talking about? You sending dark energy. You're ignorant as hell. Get the hell out of here. Go suck a dick. Dark. And I'll destroy that shit before you even pop up in here. Get out of here, Rasheen. Go suck a dick. That's what you need to do. Bye-bye. Remove that dumbass shit out of here. Your dumbass dark energy. Stupid ass. Anyway, listen. You come, you gonna get it. Don't even know what dark energy is. Stupid ass. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'll eat your dark energy and dough that sucker. I'm sorry I had to say it. All right, anyway, let me get back to my energy. You don't want to be so dark energy. Now, everything that's dark, it's evil. This is what's going on with the world. When we don't understand dark energy and how we could use that dark energy, it's part of who the fuck we are. You know, manifestation requires both energies. But when you try to choose just light, which is information anyway, when we talk about light, bringing light, we usually means awareness and clarity, understanding. All right? So when we're not aware of that, we're like, oh, everything's dark is evil. So you're telling me that my dark skin is evil. All right? You see a dark person, oh my God, that's evil. So don't wear dark clothes. All right. This is an expression of who we are, what we like, what we connect to. All right. Man, people got to really, this is what happened. That's what's happening. We've been indoctrinized, given so many dogmas and so much fear. And fear is another part of your intelligence. All right. You pay attention to that. All right. But anyway, oof, man, I had to go there. I had to go there with the young man so he could really wake up, stop sharing. Uh, ooh, I'll turn that damn dark energy. I'll use that energy. Thank you. You need to look inside the people, not the color. Yeah, man, that's why everything is darkness. Everything dark is evil. That's what's going on with the world. They don't really understand this. Part of who we are. You won't be here if it wasn't for that dark energy. All right. And when we are ignorant, and when we don't understand, and when we're not aligned with the deeper heart of the divine, and we don't understand part of who we are, right? We see everything as evil. Everything that's dark, this is his ego. It's choosing a binary. It's comfortable. It's polarized. All right. So he wants to choose just the light. Just give me white, 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 white. There's nothing other color. This is extreme black and white thinkers. All right. They're caught up in the ignorance. They don't understand how to balance and how to live in the true original. All right. But anyway, we're gonna speak about the orb. And the orb energy, it tells you how wide that zone is in astrology. And the orb is the allowable distance in degrees between two planets or points. All right. It's an aspect to still consider active when it's so extreme. All right. So when we look at a conjunction, a square, or a trine as having a zone of influence. All right. So if two planets are exactly at the aspect of an angle, all right, it is really strong influence. All right. But if it's at a few degrees, like 2 or 5 or 6, 9, all right, it's still active, but it's a little bit weaker, all right, than it's outside that orb. So an orb is like an energy intensity ranges, okay? Exact angle is a laser focus, medium is steady, and influence, it's wider, but it's fainted. When it's wider, it's fainted, all right? I'm going to leave it there because I don't think you're going to understand the orb. I'm going to have to do a whole video on the orb so you can understand it. I'm going to try to minimize it because it's not really a really small way unless you see it, because a lot of us, we like to see things. Okay, so I will explain the orb, the degree and the orb, and what does it mean, and how that energy influences us, right? So again, the trine between the sun and the moon right now that we having, the energy is balance, content, appreciation of harmony and cooperation. All right. But perhaps taking things for granted. All right. It is at ease, success, especially in relationships, is a good time to heal and clear the mind. It's improvement in family affairs, domestic circumstances or businesses, pursue holistic purpose, and full of activity. All right. So understand that those trines are the ones that you want to enjoy as much as you can. All right. They don't last that long because once the moon moves into, we're going to have a different effect, right? So for the next 2 days, like yesterday. And so then when it moves into Capricorn, it's going to be a more stable kind of energy. All right. So it's going to be more productive. All right. And more serious. All right. Because that moon is a Sagittarius. And then if you look at Sagittarius energy, it likes to wing it. It's a charming kind of energy. All right. It's a time to see the bigger picture. The Capricorn is more focused on the steady flow of life, making things, feeling it solidity, because of course Sagittarius prefers to wing it, and a change of plan scenery is determined to know things. All right. With Capricorn already knows things. So the energy changes at the end of the day. Okay. So to understand, and it changes quick. So I don't like to get caught up with that energy too long. But just to understand it at the moment. I like to get the energy exactly when it's in the moment. All right. Just when it's starting at the moment, so you could at least be, yeah, I feel so good. And how long is that energy gonna last? And that's pretty. And then after that, it's gone. Oh man, I don't feel like that no more. Can you hold the momentum? All right. So so you like the lion? All right. Anyway, any hoopy loopy. So, as you guys know, right now we are in a transition phase between two energies. So it's emotional pressure, endings, and clearing illusions, letting go of what's not solid, and that is the Pisces energy still lingering in with a Saturn energy, right? And when it starts in Aries, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be action, all right? That's independence, new beginnings, taking responsibilities for yourself, bold, tested leadership, discipline, all right? Before truly settling. So if you have a person that's not really truly settling, remember Saturn rules Capricorn. All right, when you see that when you see the Baphomet or the goat, it's speaking of discipline. It's giving you some boundaries. It's causing some restrictions. And you look at the devil's energy, you be like, wait a minute, what's happening? I'm being applied pressure. Yeah, you want to be successful in the future, right? So it rules. This is Mars, but this is also Saturn. All right. Especially when they cause a square. All right. And I'm not speaking about squares today. I'm just gonna have a simple summary of cosmic vibe right now with Saturn pressure, accountability, Pluto, a deep global transformation, Neptune confusion, awakening, and Mars conflict and action. But that is all in Pisces. Aries is in Pisces. I mean Mars is in Pisces, and that energy of Mars and Pisces is mild, temper is gentle, is indirect. It flows with the energy. It wrestles with guilt and anger. All right, it's charm and innocence. All right, so to understand Mercury as well, it's moody communication. It's very tactful energy. It doesn't want to offend anybody, and it's very tolerant. Right. So to understand this, it's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So I'm gonna move forward here, and I'm gonna finish with what I'm gonna finish with today. All right. If you have any questions, go ahead. So basically, I'm gonna go back into the archetypes and how not to repeat the unconscious cycles. All right? Because tarot doesn't take away your power, they return it to you and they help you make conscious decisions instead of repeating unconscious cycles. All right? So the battle is clarity, discernment. All right? The battle is all about having clarity. That's what that source speaks about. All right? Nobody has a question? No? So the sun is in an interstellar vortex portal taking us to the interstellar vortex portal, the gateway for higher dimensions. All right, through consciousness, of course, so you can have access to all these spiritual gifts of enlightenment. The enlightenment happens when you understand the process of all the information here with the sun. All right, and so we got the firmament. We got the firmament breaking down in increments of all these fractals. Right, so we look at the fractals of light that emit through the body, and they are activated here to the vertical column of energy that goes down through the center of our body down to the earth and rises up above the head, and that is the connection to higher spiritual realities, and that is connection to this is when you see Neptune's energy shows up. All right, the sun, the portal of the sun, and connecting to that field of intelligence. Because consciousness is moving. Consciousness is through the spirit, through the heart, and of course, so God gave us His only Son, and understanding a little bit about the Bible. I don't want to throw the Bible here, but I will if I have to, so you can understand a little bit better. No, I asked yesterday, I love to do that once in a time to see where I go. You can see what card, what message, or what advice if you want, so we could get this moving. All right. So to decide what truly lies in nature, which is the judge, the jury, and the executioner of your idea of something. Nature doesn't give its secret quite easily. All right? It is very mysterious, arcane that way, and you don't know what you don't know. I think I said that already. That's a shame. There's a place where you can stand. All right, that will give you a view. I'm sorry, hold on. I gotta take this message. Oh God, why is he calling me? All right, I'm sorry. I had to pick up. I thought it was an emergency. All right. Expanding your consciousness. All right. If anybody has a question, come on in. So anyway, they gave us this and a little bit about the Justice card and how if you understand Libra's energy and the split of the universe. So if you want me to talk about the split, comment down below. I will talk about the split of the universe and how we got this great balance, and how we got to try to keep this balance and our purpose. And as we move into this living principles of consciousness and how they represent patterns of motivations, behavior, and perception that show us across not only tarot psychology and our live experiences and how it works here. And when we understand different especially cultural, right? Timeless, the planetary ascensions, just like these cards here. All right. It is expressed different kinds of consciousness and maturity and awareness. All right. That you don't have one archetype, you move through them. All right. So if you want me to talk a little bit about that, I will. And the role the consciousness put on to experience itself and what an archetype really looks like, the blueprint, the behavior, the state of consciousness, not an identity. It's a role with gravity, and it pulls the emotions into and actions into familiar shapes. Wow, that's a lot. That's hard, right? That's to believe. All right. Whether you're into this kind of energy or not. All right. And whether I'm explaining it right. I mean, I don't like to take a long time and understand tension. And basically, I think I did that already, right? And a healthy polarity and honoring your decisions on healthy polarity feels, override logic and dismisses feelings. All right. So when we see the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords, one feels and one phrase, one senses the undercurrents, and the other one defines reality. And when you core partnerships with polarities, you get emotional depth and mental clarity. All right. Healthy polarity, growth with stability. Unhealthy, control versus dependency. So if you get the Empress and the Emperor, she creates life, he structures life, she expands, and he contains. Nobody has a question? That's it? Oh, you like wallabies. Do you have a question, Catherine? I'm ready for a question. Come on in, guys. I'm going to do these once a month because there's so much and it's so boring. It's boring, but it's good to know how it's affecting the world. Inflation globally, the wars that are happening, gas prices, food. Should we worry about it? Do we manifest more? Do we understand the power of gratitude? What it actually helps us, how we focus on what's missing, and your mind is going to search for more, and your body's going to feel like tension, how to be more grateful for the things that you have. All right. Hey, Chrissy, hey, what should this month? Ask the question that you want to ask. All right, I'm ready. All right, I'm ready. Let's go because I'm gonna finish with I'm gonna finish here with Saturn. Yeah, we gotta watch the slower moving planets, and those they affect us globally. All right. How do you feel about temperance angels? Oh, I like that. I love it. I mean, because the purpose of learning when we understand the temperance, all right, as the gateway keeper, just like this. So you understand the gateway keeper when you ask me that question. I love it. All right, because the moment after you stop testing, the temperance comes after death. All right, and that means that the old identity has already ended and expired. All right, I like that question. I love those questions. All right, so the purpose of it becomes sustainable. The temperance raw power. We're talking about alchemy, how we could not only transform, but how we could transmute energy, turning that energy into power, like dark into light. As we find that center, of course, right? Our core center. How you carrying the corner without spilling yourself. Because that's what he says to you in the Temperance card, right? The Temperance purpose is learning how to carry your calling without spilling yourself. Because if you look at the angels, like you cannot, you don't have to summon something that you already walk with. You partner up with the energy. Come on in, because that's my favorite topic. The angles, right? The principles of consciousness. All right. And what do they mean to you? I like when people ask me smart questions. I love them. I don't talk spirit here because spirit has many layers. All right. I understand my energy more at the heart of the divine. I understand the fire as an emotion, and the divine is the doorway to it. So, because when you talk to me like that, it goes into phantasmorical's being. All right. And I'm talking about energy, life force. You understand me? So I understand that I don't entertain spirit because it has a broad category. It's very broad in sense. All right. So I just like to always remind people of that. When you tap into the divine, the fire, the passion, the heart, the intelligence of the universe is through the heart because your heart is intelligent. You understand me? So I address that quickly. I don't even let it. No, what? Because spirit is like what? Spirit? What the hell is that? Spirit has so many different layers to it. All right. And so they get it. And when you, all right, swans, I love swans. Come back in, Turbono 969. You asked me, how do you feel about temperance angels? How do you understand them? You asked me something. All right. So we understand the high order, the cup, the vision, the responsibility of temperance is choosing one. It's learning the precise ratio purpose here becomes embodied, repeated in that calm energy. So I'm asking you, 1 foot water, 1 foot land. This is key because water is the inner life, the intuition, the soul, the land, the material or action from your purpose. All right. So anyway, as I understand me at a higher level of thought, well, not even far from my imagination, because this is how the unity, right? As I understand God. So my thing, as far as the angels are concerned, when these trines happen, even that, like if I stay tapped into my higher mind, right? I am that angel in a sense. So the better half of our human nature are angels, and the body is a robe, and the robe is the body that the body wears each incarnation. All right. But when we don't deal with this, we don't get to the container. All right. You don't want to get to this. So you don't get to this right away. Because anyway, any challenges that you have is just for you to become more aware, to expand your consciousness. All right. You don't want to, you thought I really lost my temper and I said, keep my wings. No, it's hard. Nobody wants to do it. So how you lost if you lost your angel? It's okay because you could turn that energy. This is what the fire is all about, purifying. All right, you got to learn how to stand in the fire. So when you understand fire, purify, illuminates, and it transforms a heart with fire. It's that love that consumes the ego and it burns falseness. Fire is the living presence of consciousness of God, all right? So fire is alive, it's moving, it's passion, all right? It's divinity. It's relational, intentional. So anyway, I could go in many ways when we talk about the temperance, the gatekeeper, all right? So how to carry your calling without spilling yourself, all right? Sometimes you're supposed to feel anger, all right? You said, I recently lost my temper, and I said, keep my wings. If it's, all right, I want to share that. I want you to share that. I don't lose my, listen, the difference between losing your temper and checking somebody is different, all right? You don't lose the angel like quick. That's the higher nature of our true beings, our angels, all right? We're not new here, is what you got to understand. You've been here so many lifetimes already. You just don't remember. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it real. All right? You don't. All right? You don't lose your angel that way. All right? We're high vibrational beings. Our energy is enthusiastic. All right? And so understand that when you bring the invisible into form without losing, you could bring that without losing the angel, higher intelligence, not the ego. So this is not personal will purpose after the temperance flows through you. You just adjust. It doesn't mean you force, you stop pushing. All right? You start tuning. And if the temper feels slow, it's because refinement takes longer than the ambition. This is mastery. All right? Symbolically, you no longer become recalibrating basically. When you know you're in temperance, you'll notice your work feels quieter but stronger. Fewer extremes, consistency, people feel regulated around you. Nobody likes the slow. We hate it. Listen, you don't summon nothing that you partner up with the energy. All right? You ask for guidance, you ask for protection, for healing. You find your center and you become that angel, period. All right? We all given this opportunity when we come back each incarnation anyway. All right? How to carry your calling without spilling yourself, period. All right? And the devil power and the attachment are tested, and temperance is passed. If you bypass the temperance, you burn out, you confusion, the ego loops. All right? All right, I think so let me go to a question. All right, let me see. Nobody asked me a question. What should I expect from you still here, Chrissy? Christy Boo? From the divine, the heart of the divine, the heart in harmony, manifesting using the that kind of energy. Because the universe is meant to, and for every action you take, there's an equal reaction. So we have to align ourselves with the deeper heart of the divine. That is the key to understanding yourself. All right. Thank you so much. It became confirmation for me. All right, so you don't lose it right like that. All right, no. We all have our moments, okay? We all have our moment. You don't lose it like that. All right? Don't doubt yourself, okay? You cannot lose something that you walk with, period. If you don't have to summon it, all right? Your high vibration of being energy at the end of the day, right? You are being of light, all right? You got all the information, all the tools available. You tap into it, and sometimes you don't feel motivated to do so. You always got to know yourself. If you go back to being your true authentic self, and this is what the sun represents, right? Being authentic, being free, being vulnerable. All right. Even when we're in a relationship, when we are being, because this is that vulnerability, especially when you get that judgment card. So what you don't be, like when you're with a person. So how do we know? Vulnerability sounds simple and present, right? We speak, I need, right? Not blaming stories. We say to the person, well, I feel disconnected and I miss closeness. I care about you and I need more consistency to feel. All right? Yeah, if it's easy, everybody would be doing it. It's hard, yeah. But you get refined. You get as you get older, all right. You start connecting more to your spirit, your heart, which basically is your spirit nature, your autonomy. I don't say a lot of words because I have a heavy accent. All right, so you believe in your idea, not in religious groups, organizations. The way to reach God is to join them. You start creating what your dreams are telling you, and you manifest the cosmic connection, your heart, your spiritual purpose, the physical, bridging that gap between the spiritual and the physical. You don't have to go to that grade, to that external authority, to structures. There's no grades. There's nothing that you have to work through. You don't have to join a religious institution or grade, complete that course, get through this bullshit, gotta go here, gotta go there, more programs, rituals, rites, or forms. So you feel like you're filling out your whole life. Whoa! All right? I am the I am. Oh boy. All right. Okay, I guess I'm gonna end this live. Nobody has a question. All right, and so I'm getting bored. I am getting bored. Listen, when you come in here and you tell me spirit, for me, it just leaves me like, it makes me, uh, people that are not coherent, they might have good intentions, but they're not really to do the work, you know. And so that leads me to do all the work here. So it's a little different here. All right. Uh so yeah. A cheetah. Hey Deidre. A cheetah. I should bring out my animal. If I knew they were gonna give me that, I would have brought my animals out. I didn't know YouTube was gonna make me ask favorite wild animals. All right, but anyway, let's go talk about the 3 and the 4 swords. All right. And then I think I want to talk a little bit about the justice. We already know the systems, how to have stability and flexibility while we in this system. I'm going to talk about the 3 of swords. I'm going to explain the 3 of swords to its fullest, and then the emotional container and the time that you need. All right, before you go into that 10, and well, then we go to the 5, and then we get back to this. So you don't want to, you can even skip the 5. All right, but then the system, all right, to have leadership. All right, and how to self-govern, all right? Sovereignty, self-authority, share authority, our democracy, all right? So I'm going to talk about the 3. I always talk about the 3 of swords. People are not aware of the 3 of swords, and they're getting stuck in this loop. It's not only about forgiveness, all right? You got to really understand the sword, the mind, and your connection to consciousness. It's just an awareness and understand that the universe is mental. And the only way, right, as we support this creation, our intellect is divinized. We're geniuses. And the only way, when we understand the intelligence of the universe and that it's mental, it's alive, and we create through our imagination, because if not, we get trapped in the war of our own minds. And we don't really understand it. And then we'll be like, oh, I made the wrong choice. Or I accepted this without clearing this. And then you're going to bring people into your loop. I could explain it today. I have 2 more hours here. I have 2 more hours. I'm not leaving until, oh yeah, 1 more hour. I could explain the death card. Yeah, I think I'm gonna explain the death card, but I always like to explain before, so because I don't use the same words. I don't want you to put me in a category. No, please don't do that. You'll miss it. You'll miss it. You'll miss it by far. Yeah. So I'm gonna come back. 3 of Swords. What does this mean? What is this telling you? If I got time, what's emotions? All right. Even the things that I'm talking about here, I am going to bring them up in videos so you can watch those, because I do have an heavy accent. I do try to move quickly just so I can take the questions. All right. Some people come, some people leave. I had to have really balance, because at the end of the day, balance, my beautiful soul family here. It is not something that you find. It is something that you practice in small, consistent choices. All right? And how to have more balance in a real way. It's not perfection, and it's not rigid. Balance starts with self-permission. You stop asking, is this okay? And you start asking, is this true for me? If you need rest, you allow it. Space, clarity, you allow that. Imbalance begins where permission is outsourced. All right? Match your giving with what's being returned. And that is very huge. That is the thing, the key to balance. All right? People, oh no, I don't want it. Well, you give it, it's going to be given back to you. No, I don't want that person to love me. No, I want the other person, the one that opened me up and left me open. And now I'm bored of, it hurts. I get it. I've been there, done that. It hurts so bad. Sometimes we open up too quick. We don't even know if it's safety. No, I want to be whole again. No. You have to go heal, damn it, heal. No, I want to run. I don't want to feel the pain. We're scared of the damn pain, especially men. Men will open up women and they leave them all messed up. Man, you got to do better too. You better do better by women, man. You better do better by women. You better stop leaving women. Listen. Stop leaving these women open. You're gonna suffer the same consequences. I guarantee you that. Stop leaving women open. If you're gonna open them, heal them. If they too fast, nah, I don't think. Stop leaving women open. It's gonna cost you. People don't even know how many men are going to disappear from this earth. And that's the truth. I'm just going to say straight up. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right. On the next, oh, you got the horse. Hey, Panda, Panda. Hey, Leo Empress. Hi, hi, hi. Okay? So I want to talk about the Three of Swords, as you see here. How you get from the three. Without this card, if you don't heal this, you can forget about it. All right, you're gonna keep going in a loop. I don't want to sound sexist because that's not what I'm all about. All right. So if I talk about men, heal women. Men, go find out if you have mother issues or you've been abandoned or whatever. Deal with those things. Yeah, we have experiences we're supposed to learn and grow, but there's a healthier way of growing and learning and expanding our consciousness. And I know men don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. And I don't want to sound like it because that's not who I am. But we have to be in harmony, right? We have to find that balance. We have to speak our truth, even when it's uncomfortable. We're not here to make everybody. If everybody's felt comfortable, we won't grow. We won't expand. Of course, right? So a lot of times you get the King and Queen of Swords. They telling you that, you know, the analytical mind, your intellect, alleviate the suffering of the world. All right, the planet. When you're gonna speak, please take some time, reflect, breathe, work, stillness, because you're gonna put so much pressure on your brain. When we already know you're gonna come up with that lie, that bullshit. We already know. Just be honest. All right? Don't be afraid to lose somebody. All right? You have to learn how to conscious recovery here when you get to this energy. So I am gonna talk about the Three of Swords and what comes after the immediately. All right? The progression emotionally, spiritual, and immediately. The next step is the Four of Swords. Okay? That is the answer there. Mental rest after painful clarity. Stillness so the heart can catch the mind. You withdraw without isolating yourself. You don't fix the pain yet. You stop adding to it. You adding more pain to your situation. And it is so unnecessary. All right? So after that, it follows the temperance. Emotional regulation, rebalancing extremes. mixing truth with compassion. Okay, this is where the pain becomes wisdom. All right, and then you get the Six of Swords, which is conscious movement away from what is carrying lesson. You carry those lessons forward, not the wounds. All right, you choose in the calmer waters. It's not. All right, you're not running. This is discernment here. This is what you want to see. What doesn't come next is the Two of Cups of the Ten of Cups. No instant joy. Tarot honors process. Tarot doesn't honor bypassing the truth. So when you get an ignorant person telling you, "Oh, you're gonna go happily ever after," you don't have time to heal. You're bringing that nonsense to the next relationship, and this is where we get stuck. Right here, right here. All right, and then justice comes in and starts weighing. Is this fair? Is this right? This is a moment where you take to reflect. The energy asks you something strong here. All right? Are you seeking fairness? Is it cruelty? Or do you want to? Because you know what? Karma without cruelty holds the sword of clarity and the scales of fairness. So prayers are important here. Exactly. People want to run right through it. No. But you got people that are ignorant telling you what you want to hear because you're running so quick. Take some time. Relax. All right? You made it that far. Great. All right? Thank God, right? That you're still here. Now, okay, what do I do? The body has, the nervous system. We want to go because when somebody opens you and doesn't heal you, if they just open you, give you sex, that's what you get. They tell you what you want to hear. All right, we got to be mindful. If you study a little bit of mindfulness with your energy, you'll understand, wow, okay, I could learn the easy way or the hard way. But nothing is comfortable. All right, we're still going to learn a lesson. Even if you're the best person, the best husband or wife, they're still going to break your heart because the energy's old. It remembers. Your soul remembers a connection with somebody else. When you get the lovers, this is what we get to choose. And a decision and a choice is two different things. All right? They operate at a different depth. The choice is options in front of you, and a choice is simply picking between available options. This is why we always going to feel that external, pick A or B. I don't know who to pick. But when you choose a husband or a wife, ultimately choosing, it is about finding a person who is not only, right, a best friend, but also someone who makes you feel supported and encouraging you in all aspects of life. So let's go talk about the Three of Swords. To really understand it, you got to seek support here when you get this Three of Swords. All right? Talk to trusted friends. Oh, yeah, a lot of times they might give you the wrong advice anyway. But at least you have somebody to listen to you. You practice mindfulness, relaxation. You meditate, you pray. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you better just do it and do it now. All right? You consider professional help, a therapist that can provide guidance, support during healing process. You join support groups. You connect with others who have experienced similar situations. That could comfort you. All right? You create distance. You limit or you eliminate. For a lot of people, it's hard because we have children, and then we got this gets involved. Before our leaders, our elders, all right, ancestors, way before we had the justice system. Thank God for that, right? We got to go to family court, especially when we have children, right? And this is when this is when we get the third party. Yeah, we get people involved. You avoid interactions with the person who has hurt you, especially if they are triggering you. You remove or you minimize. You put away gifts and items. You cut off social media. All right, you mute. Some people block. I mean, I don't block because I want to know that I could hold it. I don't block. I used to. I was a big blocker. Now I said, man, I could really hold it now. I don't do that anymore because now I can know that I'm strong. But if they trigger you, you block, and or you reduce, mute them. All right? You start looking at social media, you look at their posts, that's going to mess you up real bad. All right? That's going to mess you up real bad. If you start looking at social media, you can forget about that. At least get off social media for a while. You put in more pain. You just added more pain, and you're never going to see what life has to offer you outside of this. But we'll jump to the next person and the next one. Well, shit, I don't got time for that. Then you're crying to somebody else. You haven't healed. So the Three of Swords is one of the most clearest card. All right. And this energy goes so far. This Justice card is just the beginning. This card is too deep to explain. I can't even. If I want to break this card down, I mean, I'm gonna go into the split of the universe, and the balance that it seeks is so incredible. This card. I mean, this card is incredible. But anyway, so the Three of Swords, I explained it in this channel many times. It's one of the most clearest cards in the tarot and one of the most misunderstood. Symbolically, right? You might see it as one that fine. All right? But symbolically, it is truth-piercing illusion. Okay? Symbolically, a heart piercing by three swords suspended in rain clouds, what you see there. This is not emotional chaos at all. This is the mental clarity cutting into the heart. The pain that comes from understanding. It doesn't only come from feeling alone, all right? What that card really represents in those Three of Swords is awareness arriving too soon or what? Too sharply, right? It's seeing what I cannot be unseen. I've seen it now and I can unsee it. The moment a story collapses under the truth, all right? Why it hurts? Because the swords are in the mental realm. This pain is caused by realizing something you hope for wasn't true. Words that land because they were accurate. A mismatch between belief and reality. The heart isn't breaking because it's weak. It's breaking because it's integrating truth. The threes are all about expansion. All right? Swords are about perception. So the card is basically expanding awareness, truth, pain, and that it's integrating that. Discernment. But basically it's taking you to discernment. Now you should know better. But we don't. All right? Basically, this energy is all about initiation into discernment. This is where it all begins here. All right? It's not betrayal by default. It's not disillusionment. All right? It's all about the pain, about learning something that you hope for wasn't true. But listen, if the information comes too quickly or sharply, this is why we got to be careful how we approach people. All right? This is why we got to choose our words, how we're going to explain things. All right? And so this explaining is better. I think more times than none, it's better to explain it little by little and over again until you start. Even when you lose a parent, a pet, we love so dearly. Wow, this is really happening to really understand it. All right? Anybody, so I know you're not going to understand it that way. You're not. And it's okay. I mean, everybody has their own way they deal with pain. But the bottom line here, the challenge of the Three of Swords in any situation, that's, heartbreak, disappointment, emotional pain, and truth that hurts, separation or betrayal. I get it. All right? But the Three of Swords here is subtle. Something was said, revealed, or realized that the heart perceived. All right? Emotional honesty stings. Okay? So let me continue with the Three of Swords. This card ends all illusion. It doesn't end the love. All right? The Three of Swords shows up when emotional and reality no longer align. Inspiration collapses into honesty. You stop romanticizing what hurts. What comes immediately after this, of course, all right, is this. So basically, a lot of times when I get this card, it's going to point me to three different things. Do you grieve? Do you get clear? Do you get clarity? Or do you release? You understand me? It's telling you three things. The shadow misunderstanding people think this card means. They think it means permanent heartbreak. It doesn't. It doesn't mean permanent heartbreak. You can find out your person cheated on you. Now that you learned this, now you expanded. Now it's like you're gonna have more capacity to basically you're gonna have to have more capacity, more consciousness to hold things, to understand things more. It's all in your level of awareness at the end of the day, because this doesn't mean permanent heartbreak, all right, or emotional damage or cruel endings, all right. Tarot doesn't trap you; it liberates you. The storm clouds here, they mean the pain is temporary. The rain is gonna clear that, all right. And of course, rain clears air, and the relationship to healing, all right. So anyway, when the Three of Swords hurts first, and then it creates space where healing can actually begin. All right. Without this card, people stay stuck in the Seven of Cups. The Moon. Inspired but unavailable dynamics. This card is the quiet truth. The Three of Swords doesn't wound the heart. It freezes and it says enough. Okay? Whatever was costing you. Alright? The pain, the truth. So this card, it appears right before you choose embodiment over fantasy. Alright? And then why does love hurt? I'm going to talk about why love hurts. It hurts and it heals. Love, because love touches the same place pain lives in and stays there long enough to change. So the simple truth is love brings closeness. Closeness exposes what was protected. When you love, you don't just meet another person. You meet old wounds, attachments, fears, all right, and places you learn to brace. All right, like part of us learn to brace, all right, where you expect it to be left. So love doesn't create pain, it reveals it and why it hurts. So when love heals you, unlike the past, love stays present. When love is healthy, it does something new. It doesn't abandon the wound. It doesn't rush it away. It doesn't punish it. It says you don't have to protect yourself alone anymore. That rewires your nervous system. All right. So the paradox, pain comes from exposure. Healing comes from containment. Love opens and it opens you and heals you and holds you basically. Right. Hey, oh, the gorilla. All right. But if only love opens, all right, it will hurt you. But if it holds you only, it will stagnate you. But when love opens and holds you, when it does both, it heals you. So this is why another person could come and heal you. You might not want them to heal you, but they will help you heal. All right? And then you might go back to the person, and they're going to hurt you again and leave you open again, and you're going to go back to that. Anyway, why heartbreak feels physical. Why it feels physical? Because love lives in the body, and loss activates the fight or flight. Grief responses, attachments, panic. Your body is grieving safety, not just a person. All right? The mistake people make, they think pain means love was wrong. Sometimes pain means you touched something real. You grew past an old defense. Pain isn't proof of failure. It's proof of contact. When love hurts but doesn't heal you, all right, that happens when there's intensity without safety, exposure without repair, and emotion without embodiment. All right? That's not love's fault. That is an imbalance. All right? So, how do you survive that? So let's talk about love and emotion. What is emotion versus love? All right? That is one of the things that I like to talk about. Emotion versus love. I didn't understand it. You don't understand what it is until you get confused by it. All right? For those that want to know between what's an emotion versus love. All right? A choice versus a decision. What is love? Is love alive? What is this force that I can be fully tame? Okay? Because it's what? It's both a force and a mystery. It flows through life in many ways that can't be fully predicted or controlled. Because it contains what? Opposites. All right? It resists rigid control. All right? If you try to tame it, you're going to often suppress what makes it real. Okay? Love is a choice, a mystery, because we decide to nurture it, to respect, and to commit to it. All right? Even when we choose, we cannot control how we love, how it flows, how it grows, or how it changes. True love honors both the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. All right, let me talk a little bit about emotion versus, all right? Probably brown bears. Let me talk a little bit about emotion because, that's a connection to the moon. All right? And where the moon is right now, it's in Sagittarius. All right? And then I want to talk about the king. I haven't talked about the King of Cups. That King of Cups comes out a lot. Let me talk about the King of Cups. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring the King of Cups into this energy. I've been wanting to talk about the King of Cups here. And then I get a lot of the strength card, all right? And then love is exposes the hidden truth, our fears, our attachments, and our patterns. The heart learns to dance with uncertainty, and in that dance, the deepest growth occurs. All right. So it mirrors who we truly are. So if we were to tame love, the growth and the self-awareness it offers us, we would vanish. We would vanish. Really understand ego that wants to possess, control, and define love. True love, however, flows naturally, respects freedom, honors intuitively, deeply, and when we try to tame love, we're usually trying to make it fit our own ego's plan. All right, not the soul's journey. Not the soul's journey. I'm going to talk about this again, all right? So anyway, love's untamable nature is a gift, and it teaches patience, surrender, courage, and trust. It shows us tension between what we want and what is truly for us. So love as an emotion. What does love and emotion is? For those of you that want to learn, if you want to know, this love is a force, right? And it creates movement. Love pushes us to create families. Yeah. And so understand the 9 phases of cycles that we go through in life. Love versus emotion. This is quiet but truth, important distinction. And most people don't learn it until they've been confused by it. Most people don't learn what love is. And when we understand that it's in tandem with the what? At least for me, with the high tides and the high and low tides of the moon. And it's in tandem with our sexual organs. All right? But we don't want to know that. No, I want love. You sure? That's why our parents are, you don't know what love is. And then you get scared of it. And then you're trying to put it in this little container, but you can't fit in there. You can't. Oh, man. So now, love, of course, is an emotion and it's a movement. It rises, it falls, it reacts, it intensifies, it fades. That's an emotion. All right? It is responsive to our mood, to our memory, to our chemistry, to our hope. So then I want to talk about emotion and the feeling. So I want you to know the difference between an emotion and the feeling, the interpretation of that emotion. All right? I want you to be really intelligent when you walk in here. Be like, wow, I learned something today. For those of you that are new. If you're not going to know, you're not going to grow. I mean, it feels good. But what happens when that illusion, when they cheat or when they see somebody else, when your shadow shows up, right? You got to know these things. All right? So important. All right? Because the moon is all about the signal. Emotion lives in the astral water. It says, I feel something, right? Emotions can be very intense, beautiful. They could be convincing, but it's not a stable nature. We're talking about the side of Mother Nature herself, the dark side of nature itself. The sacral chakra, and it's in tandem with your sex organs. All right? Now, love is different. Love is different because love is a choice that is held over time. Love stays when emotions change. Love shows up when the feeling isn't high. It is oriented towards care, truth, and responsibility. Love lives in the embodiment. It says, I'm here, even when it's not exciting. All right? Love can feel quiet. Sometimes freaking boring. Damn, I'm freaking bored. Right? You guys got that moment? I'm so bored. Damn. When we get that that 4 cup. Damn, it's boring. Right? You don't like it. You don't like it? No, damn it. And this is when we make the mistakes, when it's boring. All right? So understand a little bit about love. And that was just a little taste of it. All right? And so love behaves almost like gravity in the soul. It pulls you being, right? It pulls you towards another person. So when you get that devil's card, right? That's love pulling on you. You know that it's toxic. You know that it's no good for you. You know that. But damn, I know it's no good for me, but I want it because I like the intensity. I like the sex. I like the raw. You know? You like it. You know? And it gets possessive. It gets addictive. All right? But you know it's not good for you. All right? But anyway, love as a life force. In many traditions, the breath of life and love are connected. Love creates movement. Love pushes us to create families, build community, to protect what we care about, to grow beyond fear and to forgive. Without it, life becomes mechanical. But with love, life becomes meaningful and alive. Okay? In astrology, the life force aspects of love is often associated with the planets Venus, and that is right now in Taurus. All right? It's attraction, harmony, affection. And then we don't even look at Mars when it comes to love. And Mars is about love too, but it gives you passion, drive, vitality. All right? It's a driven kind of force, but it's still love. All right? So you can't say love is just one aspect. No. You won't even begin to understand it. All right? But when these energies work together, love becomes both tender and powerful, a force that inspires action and connection. So you can say, oh, I don't want Mars there. So when Venus, and then this is the polarity, right? There's a lot to it. When Venus conjunct with Mars, it's amorous passion. They demonstrated a healthy heart, pleasures, friendly competition, a good time to flirt, to get together, to create, to compete, powerful magnetism, a lot of attractiveness, excited yet comfortable interactions, physical attractions, vital and strong rapport, profitable decisions, personal approach to life. All right? So you really got to understand a little, it's just much more to it than that. All right? For those of you that have a hard time understanding love, and what does it mean? And when these two planets, Mars and Venus, are together, when they form these conjunctions, and where Venus is at, and what's going to be activated, all right? And the paradox of love, all right? Love is powerful because it does two things at once. It connects us deeply to others, and it awakens us to our own soul. That's why people often say love feels bigger. I feel something connected to something bigger than life itself, all right? The breath of life within me, all right? That's how the love moves through your heart, like the fire, okay? So what I touch, right, I become alive. So when we look at the fire in the heart, that means emotion. We're not separated from the divine. It is a doorway through it, not chaotic, right? It's an emotion that's refined, emotion that the heart lets pass through a level of surrender. So we have to have a level of surrender, is what I'm trying to say to you. All right? So love as a high frequency. Good morning, Chantel. Love as a high frequency. A lot of spiritual traditions describe love as a high frequency because it expands awareness, openness, and connection. The word frequency here is symbolic. It's a very symbolic kind of energy. It points to qualities, energy of consciousness a person is experiencing. All right, high frequency of love, it carries qualities like compassion, kindness, patience, generosity, forgiveness, and unity. All right, the 44, the universal love. So a lot of times you get that 4, and it is telling you universal love. All right, the frequency of love. Okay, to love one another. All right, to experience that energy. Can you do something? Yeah, go ahead, ask your question. So when you get that 4, I know what it's telling you, but you understand it different. All right, it's talking about, we're talking about the fourth planet. All right, and that love planet. All right, and actually the fourth, which is planet Earth, the fourth planet closest to the sun. Right, our Earth, Mother Earth, Gaia, however you understand that. All right, the nourishment, and the fourth house. All right, that is another mother. So we got Mother Earth, we got Venus, another mother, and we got Earth. So that's why a lot of times you get the 3. All right. And then we look at the quadrant houses, and I talk about that some other time. All right. So anyway, so the high frequency of love, it carries quality like I just described. These are states tend to make people feel lighter, calmer, and more connected. Love moves the energy outwards instead of inward. Lower emotional states often contract the mind toward fear. Lower emotional. All right. What you need to know? No, actually, that's not a question. No, that's not what do you need to know? Ask me what you really want to ask me. Go ahead. I'm almost done with love versus emotion. No, I haven't done no, I'll do that next. Yeah, I'm gonna do the love emotion. If you want to come back in 2 minutes, come back in 2 minutes. I'm gonna explain love versus emotion. I mean feeling and emotion. I'm gonna explain that love and emotion, and then I am done. And I'm gonna explain this for a little longer. All right. So So anyway, instead of the love going outward, right? We keep it inside. We're supposed to express that love to other people. We're not supposed to keep. I mean, we could, all right. But what good that's gonna do you, all right? Don't be scared to push that love outward. It's good. It releases you, it cleanses you, your mind. And that's what's happening right now. This is a chance right now that we could get to do all that energy with, especially with the trend that's happening right now. So anyway, so lower emotional states often contract the mind towards fear projection, while love tends to open the heart, increase empathy, and encourage cooperation. That's why people often feel more alive and peaceful when they act from love. Love and spiritual teachings like Jesus Christ emphasizes love as the highest guidance of principles. Many mystics interpret this meaning as that love aligns a person with the deepest truth of existence. All right? Love isn't just affection, it's becoming a way of living. Okay? We got to understand love a little bit better. All right? Love has an active force, high frequency. Love is impassive. It's impassive. It can look like protecting someone, speaking truth kindly, forgiving but keeping wisdom, choosing compassion even when it's difficult. And you asked me, Chantel Johnson, will we move this year? And I just blocked my mother from our lives. Why your mother from? Oh, you did? Why you block your mother? Oh man, what happened? Why you? Come on, talk to me. Why you block mama? Come on, mama just trying to help you out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. All right, remember that love can be both gentle and powerful. All right, so do you believe in love? People just like to throw love around and don't really understand it. Come on, come on. I'm almost done with love. I'm going to talk about emotions. All right. And when you look at emotions, I want you to think fast, primal, and physical. All right. Oh, how she was toxic. Talk about it because, man, toxic. I mean, a toxic was, a lot of people don't really understand toxic. Toxic is a repetition of something that you know that is not good for you. Like lying. What did she leave? She lied. She smothered. To really understand a level of toxicity, we all get toxic at some point. All right. I like to look at both frames. I like to know things from multiple perspectives. You might feel like that. What mama's done. Mothers get all the blame anyway. Mothers get all the blame. Mothers get all the blame. There we do. All right. But anyway, emotions, remember that the raw automatic response, they happen instantly in your body. You don't choose your emotions. They are biological, like our instincts and our moon. All right. Jealousy of me and my happiness. My husband, she's a thief. Oh, all right. I get it. I get it. All right. I'm gonna help you to talk to your mom. I'm gonna help you talk to your mom. What is she's who's a Gemini? I'm picking up Gemini. I'm picking up a little Gemini there or Taurin energy. I don't know what, but I'm picking up those two. All right, maybe a little Scorpio. Who's a Scorpio? I don't even gotta get into your energy, but I am gonna put some energy for you. All right, energy. All right. So anger. That's your husband. Who's your? Yeah, because that's what I picked up. Who's your husband? A Gemini? Yeah, he's a yeah. Because I picked that up quickly. I don't even got to give you a card. We're connected to this intelligence field, right? We all share one conscience. When you step in here, all right, all right. So you know that already. I don't have to tell you that, right? It's not like this. Not pretending. This is no voodoo, hoodoo. People just don't understand consciousness and how our heart. When you're heart centered, when you're telling the truth, I pick it up. All right. I'm very heart centered. I harmonize and I'm aligned with the divine order and the wisdom of the stars because I understand myself in the higher plane. All right. You're here. You're here. All right. Anyway, let me finish talking about feelings. When you have feelings, your interpretation of those emotions, they come after the emotion, shaped by your thoughts, your beliefs, and your past experiences. They're more personal and they're more mental. All right? All positive vibes. You already know. All right? So a simple way to see your emotion, what your body feels. The feeling is what your mind is saying. Emotion versus feelings. Examples. Fear is a feeling of I'm unsafe, I'm unsafe, or I'm anxious about the future. All right? So the emotion is fear, and the feeling is I feel unsafe. I'm anxious about the future. Another emotion, and these will show up. I'm talking about these because they in tandem with the moon. And the moon, has your dark energy. You got to learn how to use that energy, how to own it. because it will show off. I keep talking about the shadow work. It will show off. It's a part of you that want to be seen. All right? How to integrate that energy and how to become aware of it. But if you're not aware of it, it's going to show off. It's going to make you look so stupid. You're going to say, don't you ever walk somewhere you said some things? Oh, shoot. Oh, I said that. And you be up all night thinking about it. You don't want to be in that. You don't want to get stuck in that realm. All right? But anyway, so we got the emotion. We already know the emotion is fear. Another emotion, the strong emotions, is anger. All right? And another emotion, sadness. And then you feel lonely. And then you think, and then you start processing name and being, I feel meaningful. There's no meaning in my life. If you don't separate them, you react impulsively and your emotions are going to take over. But if you do separate them, you gain control and then you can choose how you respond in real life. Someone ignores you, your message, right? You get irritated. Instantly, you're feeling like I'm disrespected. I'm not important, because the ego goes, how dare you? All right? So I'm going to keep talking about emotions and our moon. All right? Think of the emotions like your inner ties. They deep, they instinctive, and they automatically. They come from your subconscious. You don't choose them. They just arise. Sudden sadness, anxiety, comfort, nostalgia, heightened intuition. They are like the ocean reacting to the moon, always moving underneath. All right? So it's like the feeling, like the sun, okay? Feeling is what happens when your awareness, the sun shines on those emotions. Conscious interpretation of emotions shaped by your thoughts, destiny, and your identity and your perspective. All right? 12 houses, 8 distincts, 12 zodiac signs, each bring a different emotion. And if you're not aware, then woo, 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 wee. All right? A little at a time. I'm not going to, I'm going to just keep teaching you that until you get it. That's it. All right? Every day's a new adventure here. And then when you get the 4 cups, the container becomes discernment. Instead of accepting every emotional experience, the heart says, hold on a minute. Is this meaningful to me? Does this nourish my soul? Okay? Or I'm emotionally tired. All right? This card shows up contemplation or apathy. Symbolically speaking, the emotional container at the 4 cups is deep enough to hold experience. All right? Anyway, let's go ahead with your question, sweetie. So I want to talk about the 4 cups, discerning, and blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead. Let's get into you. I don't care energy. I'm going to be here for another 2 hours. And when you get to that 10 of cups, please just heal. Whatever you're going to move much faster. And that person that you want, remember, your boyfriend is your subconscious mind, period. You think that the man choose you. The man don't choose you. You choose them. All right? They don't choose you. All right? Just like the girl or the young lady that doesn't have a father, she wants it with an older man because subconsciously she missed. And it goes. So you really got to understand a little deeper. All right. This is why a lot of young girls that don't have a father, even a young guy, don't have the mother. They wonder with an older woman. So when that older guy, if you're a woman of 40 with a 30-year-old, you'd be like, wait a minute. He has mommy issues. I seen it over and over again. How do I do it? I got a man child in my hands. Wee. It could work. You just got to deal with a lot of drama. If you don't help that person heal, wee. I got a man child in my hands. And then we start mothering them. And they don't like it. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, Chantel, you said, hey, Hannah Broomer. I have blocked her, but she still finds a way to talk to me. And I talk to her. Yeah, forgive her. Yeah, because now you're going to stay attached to that energy. Forgive her, but deeply. Don't forgive her just saying. Then when things come up, you feel like, you feel resentment. The heart could be tricky. It could be very tricky. It could take years. All right? Know when you really forgive the person. All right, let's go ahead. And you said to me, jealousy, me and my happiness, my husband, she's a thief, owes me child support. All right, so let me see. What was your question? Well, we moved this year. And should I just block my mother from my... I don't think so. I think that right now, you got to just set a boundary. All right? This is what... We are boundary challenge anyway. Somebody's very high demanding anyway. We don't know how to set boundaries because it takes a lot of time. It takes practice. All you're doing is trying to balance your life. All right? And then you got... Because like I said again, over and over, balance is something that you find is something that you practice. Small, consistent choices. All right? So how to have more balance in a real way. You got to know your boundaries. All right? I'm going to talk about boundaries. You got the Ace of Pentacles. You're moving. Are you getting a loan? All right? The Ace of Pentacles is a solid move here for you. So this is a slow-moving energy. You got the loan already? You got the house? You buying a house? Because it's like you're walking into your happiness. All right? I like that. I like to start off with Pentacles. They're very solidifying for me. All right, let me see here what else you got. You got the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles always, when the cards always flip, the Pentacle always want to be included. The Pentacle is where where it is, right? Ground. So I always gonna want to be included here. So Mom, all right, Mother Earth. One more. Are you getting along? Because this is a yes. This is the beginning of something new for you. Let me see. I want to get a big major arcana for you, like a Chariot or the World card. Those are big indicators for me. Or the Moon too. But it's unstable energy. So I don't really like the Moon to move. Because you might be confused. It just might tell me that you're confused. Let's see here for you. Chantel Johnson. One more. Chantel, are you from New Jersey? You from New Jersey? One more. One more. What part of New Jersey, if you don't want me asking you? You got the Page of Cups. All right, so you're moving quiet. You're going to leave quietly. You want to leave quietly without no drama. All right, so you got the Hangman in reverse. All your energy showing up here. The Magician. Wow. All right. There you go. That's what we wanted. It might happen in December. All right? You got to get your affairs in order here, right? So you got the Page of Pentacles. I don't know if it's children here, but the Magician, whatever you got scattered, you got things that are scattered at the moment. I don't know if you're having a problem with your neighbors, all right? Because you're trying to leave quietly without no drama, and I get it, all right? This is the card that you want to see. So are you planning to live in, this is December energy, all right? But there's a Capricorn here, all right? So this is making big purchases and moving. This is my moving card. This is where... But this is going to happen in December, all right? September, October, no, this is September and kind of next, what's the next, May? All right, you was planning to move for May 20th, 30th, around somebody's birthday here, all right? So all the pages are in reverse here, all right? That gives me a, when the pages in reverse is like, I have to wait till the kids, either you got kids that are finishing school, you don't want to do that yet, all right, in the middle of the year. So when are you planning to move here? Because your kids are going to be affected by this, all right? So right now, I don't know if you have credit or credit available here, all right? So that's why it's showing me. So maybe by, I don't think September, I don't think now in May, because this card gives, of course, Gemini and Virgo's energy. So we got September and we got May 20th to June 20th, right? That's the energy there. But this is giving me a little bit more of the 10th month. All right. December, the 20th, Christmas. All right. So we got swords here. That represents months. This represents years. It could be another year. All right. Do you have all your affairs in order here? All right. Because this is a fast moving energy. You understand the Magician. The Magician chooses one direction. He doesn't scatter his energy. All right? So this is, I know exactly what I want. I have everything together. I don't know if you're living on an impulse. All right? Some people just like to listen. I'll be right back. So you can look at this energy here. It could be kids, or it could be something that you are not understanding yet about your money or budgeting or something like that. Something, because you want to do something really, really big. Okay. Because I know here the Hangman in reverse is about neighbors, all right, or other people's opinions, perspective, and things like that. You probably find some things that you really didn't like, so I don't want you to make that decision on the impulse here, okay? All right, I'll be right back. If you want to elaborate on your energy, you could go ahead, and then I'm going to give you the advice for these pages, if these are your children. The Magician in reverse is a kind of I don't know if there's somebody that's instigating or manipulating a situation here, right? Should we move out of the state? All right. I'm not gonna give you that. I'm not gonna give you that. This is moving out of state. This is traveling. This is not so far away. All right. It could be if you in the United States, this is within the states. All right. This doesn't take. This is out of the country. All right. So you say you want to move out of the state. All right. So this is like going from here to Puerto Rico. All right. This one is not, all right? So they want you to carefully plan here. I'm going to give you another one with this, and I'm going to give you an I don't care. All right? I'm going to give you an I don't care. I'm going to confirm that with this, and I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. Shantae, you still here? All right. So my thing here, and I don't like giving a lot of information like this. Well, I'm sorry, hold on. Without you getting things prepared here. All right. My thing is this. You got to understand, and I'm talking about the astrology today and astrology. So you got to understand Mercury. Mercury's in Pisces, so this is going to be a lot of communication, miscommunication, and a lot of tolerance. And of course, it's going to give you this, I don't want to offend nobody kind of energy. And that's what I'm seeing here. All right, so take your time when it comes to your mom. If you're still here and you're listening. Okay? I will wait until Mercury is at least in its original sign. All right? Don't make no impulse decisions here. All right? Without carefully planning and considering the consequences here, okay? Even though right now I feel like you want to leave in the next couple of weeks or so, right? This World card is a really, really big transition here. All right? That's all I have to tell you, okay? Let me go ahead into the I don't care card. All right? Just be mindful of where the planet is at right now. I think it's gonna bring you more. It's gonna bring you more stability here later on, even though things are calm right now with your money and things like that. All right, unless you in this financial energy, right? Very supported here. Me personally, I won't do it. Let's give you an I don't care, and then I'm gonna confirm with one of these cards that a yes or a no for you to move. Should you move out of state? Okay. Because when you get this pentacle, I don't like. I mean, I like it because it's solid. It's good. All right, it's a good idea. It's, but I won't. No. I check my energy once a week. All right. I just don't do this for you, only you guys. I do check it myself. Okay, and I'm very confident in my energy. One more. Let's give you an I don't care. Maybe you get no justification needed. Let's see here. No, look, you can't make this up. Me and you are connected so heavy, no justification needed. I just said it. You can rewind it. Like that. All right? You don't have to explain nothing to anybody here. No more explaining. All right? Live your life. Live happy. Here we go. One more. Thank you. One more. One more. No more explaining nothing. All right? So go to sleep, close your curtains, close your eyes, and sleep. All right? I think your mother has an abuse of power, and don't turn back. All right? There's something with a person has an abuse of power. When somebody, see, when you look at this energy, a lot of people think when they're in a position of power that they could treat you any kind of way. That goes to our teachers, our mentors, even the government. Okay? So just be mindful of that. All right? Your life here, because our success is not measured by the wealth. All right, so maybe that's probably bothering her, so just so this energy shows up for you. Okay, no justification needed. I don't know, again, this could be towards her, like she doesn't have to justify anything. Okay, so I hope you understand. Next time that I connect with you, stay connected with me, answer things, connect, because I lose your energy. But I'm going to confirm this real quick. There's no turning back now. A lot of people like to just listen, and I get it. Next time you come in, just stay with me a little, Go back and forth with the energy. This is how we move it here. The Six of Pentacles. You got another Pentacles. You got more Pentacles there, the Six. All right. One more. One more. Yeah, but you gotta, stay with me because I feel you far away. I feel you in your thoughts, all right? And the page, now you got the Page of Swords. They want you to, don't jump to conclusions. Do your research. They want you to do a lot of research. You're going to have to do a lot of research here. You got the Two of Pentacles. I knew when I seen the Magician, all right? Don't scatter your energy. Look for people that are going to support you, all right? I don't know if there's somebody doesn't have something yet. You got two sixes. All right, what brings you harmony and balance here? So balance is about being consistent, small, consistent choices here with these Pentacles. You got three. You got the Page of Swords at the bottom. All right, so moving forward, you're going to be more consistent with your choices. All right, you're going to take small, practical steps. All right, and you have good, how to be affected in real time here. How not to scatter your energy. It's good. It's okay, right? I don't know if you're getting away from the city. I asked if you was from the States. All right. But anyway, when it comes to you, no justification needed. It starts with self-permission. You stop asking, is this okay for me? And start asking, is this true for me? All right. As you move forward here. I thank you so much for stopping by. Just do your research here and really find out. Like a lot of times we make decisions based on how other people make us feel. All right, take your time here because this is a really big important. This is a real important decision here. All right, don't make it from that perspective. Find out things from multiple perspectives here. This is what you get to observe here. Okay, all right, and try to heal your wounds. All right, don't leave nothing open. All right, but anyway, there's hope there because I like when I see the the Eight of Wands here. All right, and we have that light, spiritually speaking, right? When we have hope, it describes the light that's inside the heart. Okay, and that light stays on. It stays on. It stays lit when a person moves forward, despite of any circumstances and situations. All right. I hope that helped you. So make sure that you complete it here when you leave because something might resurface later on. All right. So I'm gonna leave it there for you. Page of Pentacles, Hierophant. All right. All right. Anybody has a question? If not, I'm gonna end it with Saturn's energy. All right. Okay. So you did all your research, so that you should have no problem. All right. But this is a really big move here. Okay. So if you are tired, if you feel tired, right, like this painful ending that's already happened, betrayed, burnout, emotional collapse, that's already behind you. So I want you to go get some rest, relax your mind. Everything's going well. All right. Try to affirm things in your life. Try to meditate. Try to ground yourself. Get in some water. Say prayers. Just send things into the universe. All right. God is listening. God is the energy that lives inside you. However you understand God in your life. All right. But you don't need no justification here. Let me put these back. Where the heck is the box? Right here. You're welcome. Abdul says, Jermaine. Nobody else has a question? Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine. All right, I am going to end this live with Saturn. Let me see if Saturn shows up. Let's see who shows up here so I can end this live. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. Oh, what you said? Chantel, will my husband finance get better? Oh, that's what's going on. Your husband finance. Oh, okay. You still here? You still here? I see somebody leaving. Are you still here? I didn't see that question until now. All right, let's find out if and when. Three of Pentacles. Let's see what else. So you're affording most of the bills, right? You're affording most of the bills. You're carrying most of the weight. Somebody's carrying most of the weight here. I just didn't want to get into the whole Six of Pentacles because something is being weighed and measured. All right, at the moment. So there's no wonder. There's a recalibration that must happen. A lot of times we gotta be honest with ourselves, right? So whatever's being matched with what you're given is being returned to you, which is huge. Balance is about recalibrated generosity. That's not self-denial. One more. Wow, that's it. The Tower. A reset. One more. So what happened? They lost their job? The Empress. The Nine of Wands again. The King of Wands. All right. So you got the Tower. You already hit. Did you hit the Tower moment already? Meaning that there's a reset. There's a recalibration. This reset is to get you moving to where you're supposed to be. A lot of people don't understand the Tower. The Tower card is all about liberating you from the burdens here. All right. So this Tower must happen in order for you to get you. It's like a reset. All right. It's time to move this in a different direction. All right. So the advice of this Three of Pentacles and the Tower is telling you not to, don't pay attention to superficial information, avoid escalating, all right? Avoid drama, all right? That's what they're telling you. The Empress, she knows her worth, all right? The Empress, you got to understand, Venus energy balances things out, all right? It's about the balance that justice brings you, all right? So Venus puts the values in your heart. So when you understand the Empress, this energy here, we have Uranus, all right? You have Pluto and then you have Uranus, bringing unexpected change into the dynamics, family dynamics here. You understand me? I don't think, do you really understand what I'm trying to say to you? I'm going to give you the advice of the Three of Pentacles only, all right? I'm not going to go into the whole, you understand me, right? Yeah, but you're not really ready to understand things. I want you to understand things here, all right? Because it's not about doing everything alone. This is telling me this is not about you doing. Somebody's doing everything alone. You got threes here, and when this tower happens, this is a reset. All right, I don't think that you understand. All right, but for the people that are out there watching, yes, I want you to understand because if not, I'm wasting my time. But not really because there's other people here. So this is not about doing everything yourself here. You got to understand, Venus, she values your worth. She will collapse if there's no support. You got to really understand that. She puts the values in your heart, and then justice, without justice, she collapses. Her self-worth, she's not going to, I'm telling you, you got to be really careful with this energy and understanding that not only Uranus is in the second house, what I value, the money is there, right? Who's footing most of the bills? Because I think that's the problem here. You understand me? This is about building something real with purpose, skill, and support. This shows up to improve your craft and let yourself be seen progress over perfection. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be consistent here. I don't know if your person is struggling with perfection, being in this, putting himself in a position of leadership. All right? Because he wants to be seen. He wants to be validated. He wants to be, somebody's making more money, or there's somebody that's supporting the other person more. You understand me? So where is he at? Because he doesn't have to be perfect. You could take any job. I don't know if he's not willing to take a job here, or he's investing. You got to understand, Venus, I mean, one thing about justice, it doesn't, it's hard when you're supporting a husband, all right? So, and then, you know, Venus shows up as the justice as well here, but she didn't show up here, you know. And then when the energy of justice shows up, it's about truth being revealed here, all right? And you're not getting this here. What you're getting is the tower. Something, the dynamic here has to change, all right? So anyway, listen, my thing is here. My thing here, tell your person to keep going, being acknowledged. He could be, I don't know if he wants to work, because he see himself as working by himself or becoming this person. I mean, but then we got to look at Gemini. Gemini energy is very unstable. All right, they see themselves as this great, you know, but he's gonna have to learn how to take a job that's not gonna pay him that much what he's worth. All right. So, oh boy. Since Venus shows up, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Venus and when you get this energy. All right. Thank you so much. I'm gonna leave Venus here. Traditional. All right. She represents comfort. She represents the home, but she's also a ruler of two signs. She represents Libra and she represents Tauran energy. Venus right now is in the second house, all right? And it's comfortable with comfort. It loves the comfort, loves certainty, all right? But when Uranus is also there, it doesn't give you that certainty in the future, all right? So there could be major disruptions here to get you to get out of your comfort zone as well. But manifestation here, because this is actually lived, this is not just performed. Stepping into this energy daily, not forcing outcomes, becoming a magnet. You understand? So if you want to create a soft, beautiful environment, light a candle, sit near a window. See, she got say cat. She got What she got here? She got a flower, and she got a. This is why I don't really like using this energy, right? But I want to, just so you could compare that one with the Rider Waite Tarot, because she's not saying that. All right. In order for you to, because you gotta learn to how to receive. All right. So what you could do here, you want to create a soft environment. All right. You could add a candle. You could sit near natural light. You could add something sensory, music, something. You're gonna sit comfortably here, relax, not rigid. All right. So what you're gonna do here, you're gonna signal a wave that I'm ready to receive. All right. So how do you embody this energy? How do you check into that energy of the Empress? You're going to sit 2 or 3 minutes. You're going to go ahead and place your hand in your heart or in your womb. All right? And you're going to say, what do I need right now to feel nourished? Listen honestly. It could be rest. It could be water. It could be expression. It could be boundaries. Then give yourself that immediately, is telling you right now. Even in a very small way. To understand the energy of the Empress, because she will collapse. And a lot of times you see that tower, and we take on so much. I've seen a little bit more of your energy there, Chantel. That's if you're still here. And so how to create this manifestation ritual, because you want things to move ahead for you, but manifesting, you got to manifest by meeting your own needs first. All right, visualizations, 7 minutes or 5 when you first start. Close your eyes and feel it in your desire, in your reality. Feel yourself already being the version of you that has it. Let it feel. You got to let it. You got to allow it. You got to feel it, not force it. You're going to ask yourself, what feels natural now? How do I carry myself? How do I receive money, love, and opportunities? Speak the Empress affirmations. Go ahead and say slowly, with presence, I am the source of what I seek. What I nurture nurtures me. I attract with ease, and I receive with worth. And repeat that a couple of times a day. All right? Let it land in your body. All right? That's real life anchor, and that's aligned action. All right? Now ask yourself, what is nurturing me? All right? And then take action towards that. My desire. You got to be intentional when the Empress doesn't just show up and tells you something. All right? She doesn't do that. You got to understand Venus, but you got to understand Venus in 2 different realms. All right? And so manifest and ritual, all right? When it comes to love, send a genuine message or pour into yourself. Organize your finances. Invest in your growth. Create something. Heal, rest, journal, set a boundary, receive. You got to be in this receive mode all day. You're going to practice, all right, throughout the day. Notice what's already working. Accept compliments. Help opportunities without deflecting it. Slow down. Don't chase, all right? You got to get this mantra in motion. I don't force, I allow, all right? The energy of the Empress becomes someone that we live naturally. It gives. She doesn't try harder. She allows and she receives. So you have not, because you're not doing the right thing. And so how to understand Venus, what she's at, what she affects in your home, what is activated in you, is to have that comfortable place there. But sometimes she gets rigid. She does a lot for others. She doesn't nourish yourself. So I don't know if you're nourishing yourself because she showed up, right? But if you're balanced, you don't You don't overwork. You just feel productive. You rest without guilt. All right? You make time for both your responsibilities and your joy. You check in with yourself regularly. Balance is something that you maintain, not achieve once. Okay? God condemns tarot reading and abomination and detestable to him. Deuteronomy 18. Oh boy, oh boy. Here we got another person that doesn't understand the Bible. All right? Here's another person that doesn't understand the Bible. Oh my goodness. Come on in, please. There's another person. My goodness. And you only get this from the men. Toxic. You're toxic. You're a danger to yourself, sir. All right? Go read the Bible. Go, try to decode it. We have how many? Maybe millions of Bible scholars and theologians. Wow. Repent of this evil. Blah, 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 blah. Get the hell out of here. All right? Yeah, you don't know nothing. You don't know shit. All right, so then what? When Jesus says, go help your neighbor, what is the neighbor? Don't go look it up. What immediately? Who is your neighbor? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. I want you to answer that. Don't make me go there, sir. Don't make me go there. Please don't make me go there. I want you to tell me who is your neighbor. All right. When Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you, what did he mean by that? What does he say? What is he saying? Oh boy. Do I have to educate you? I will have to shut this whole thing down. Who? When he said that? Who? Who? Only men, because they only operate from the left. This is why Jesus hung around women. Humility, love, and affection, being vulnerable. Women are more intuitive. That's why Jesus worked with a lot of women. The right. We operate from the left brain. We use both. That's what the cross is about. Left and right hemispheres of the brain. It shows us in the high priestess. You a fool. You a fool, sir. An abomination. Who wrote the Bible? You don't even know who wrote the Bible. How did we get the Bible? Go study. At least go educate yourself. Because I'm just going to embarrass you. You can't even tell me who's my neighbor. Go feed your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Your neighbor's not the one that you go across the hall. Hey, here, food. Go out there and feed the homeless. Go out there and get somebody food. I bet you don't even do that. But you could go ahead with idle hands and comment. You don't even understand the Bible. You don't understand. Now, Luke, what does that mean? You don't even understand what that means. What does it mean? What does it mean? What is the Holy? Okay, then what is the Holy Spirit? What is the Holy Spirit? What is the activation? What is the fire of the heart? What? Because we're not separated from divinity. It's the doorway through it. All right, fire purifies, illuminates, and transforms. Okay, when Jesus spoke about the heart of the fire of the heart that consumes the ego and burns away falseness. Fire is the living presence of God. You understand that? You don't understand anything. All right? Good. Then go. Good. That is your neighbor. You should have said then that's what you should have said. My neighbor is the homeless person, the one that doesn't have food, clothing. Good. Do that. You're not doing anything. You're not doing it. You're polarized. You want me to choose just your light. Your light. What about the dark? We are both. All right? You doing it for validation. Yeah, make me feel good. Yay. All right? When you come in here, you better understand what Jesus was teaching. Because if you take the Bible literally and you don't decode it and you don't go there, it got so much symbolism and it will blow your mind. Just when you think you're that smart, you're that damn dumb. Now get out of my life. Go continue to feed the homeless. Go ahead. See you later. Remove your ass. Out. Garbage. Oh, it's an abomination. Continue to you don't even understand what is fear. At least come in and tell me what fear is. All right? Understand that part of your intelligence. You don't even know you're part of your intelligence. All right? You're consumed by it and you don't know how to use it. All right? He doesn't know. Fear is the opposite of courage, and most people, the most common answer to that, right? While fear forces avoidance, courage enables us to take action despite of feeling afraid. All right? And it's, of course, when we love, which connects rather than separates, faith and hope, believing in a positive outcome. The calmness and the confidence, emotion is oriented to love and trust, and to many, to consider love an absolute opposite because it eliminates an insecurity that causes fear. So you have to really come on in and tell me, what is my fear? Because it reveals your inner blocks. Fear shows you limiting beliefs or conditioning where you feel unsafe. So you basically coming in for the very first thing that you like. You like it, but you're afraid to admit it. All right? You don't understand the Bible. Man. So anyway, listen. Fear is gonna it's like a spotlight on what needs healing. All right? You don't even know what is evil. I want you to tell me. You're coming in with what evil? Tell me what it is. Tell me. I want you to tell me. Tell me what it is. Let me I'm gonna keep you on because he's gonna go make me you're gonna go get me my whole where did they come from? They're talking about symbolism. Where did they come from? Go study ancient Egypt. Go study the hieroglyphs. You're being guided by a book that you don't even understand. We're fighting about the same thing. All right? What is divination? It's a part of the divinity. Okay? We're not separated. It's intensely relational. You're not going to make me feel guilty about something that you don't understand. All right? You don't understand it. What is evil, though? What is evil? What is the word evil? Where does the word evil come from? Why are you so caught up with the evil word? What is it? That something that you is unpleasant, something that you understand, something that is abstract. Okay, you're not understanding concept. You're not understanding consciousness. That's what it is. What it is, something that you can understand. So it's evil. It's dark. So if it's dark and you've seen it in a book, so that's evil. All right. You don't give yourself time to think to nothing. All right. That's why the number one the word got your ass. All right. You too, sweetie. All right. Easy answer. That's what's evil. Look, you don't even know nothing about tarot cards. You don't see. The thing is that a lot of tarot readers, they come in with the dark because they operate from that realm. They polarize. They haven't integrated both feminine and masculine, both light and dark shadow. So when you get a lot, of course, of course you get that. You don't know what evil is. You won't even begin to know what the word, where the evil word comes from. All right. When you don't understand darkness, all right, anything that's not light, all right, that is not clear, that you can understand is evil. All right. There is a lot of people doing things because of ignorance, because they haven't integrated, because they don't operate in wisdom, because they polarize to choose. Your ego is unhealthy, so of course you're going to make poor decisions. So if you really ask me, that's what's evil. All right. Gregory is just repent. All right. Let me get off. Let him so I can get back to. I let him come in for a little while. They still, men are just so dumb. Some of them, not all of them. I don't want nobody here. Let me put him on. He could come back another day. That's why I still keep him so he could come around. Thank you. Wait, yeah. I blocked him for a little while. Man, all right. Well, we need to grow and expand our consciousness, right? When we operate from fear, and what exactly our expansion and awareness, and if you have fear of speaking, growth, and expression, fear of change, all right. So you have help when it comes to evolution. Okay, fear marks the edge of your comfort zone. Fear is intense energy that you can basically, because it'll freeze you or it could convert you into your focus, action, your power. So in tarot term, living in fear is the moon, illusion, uncertainty, but you could transform through strength, calm, and uncertainty, right? Courage, inner mastery. Strength doesn't kill the lion, it tames it. But when you don't understand things, evil comes from Eve. So evil comes from Eve, God out from the apple. Ill from the apple, just a thought. So you think that evil comes from Eve? Wow, you guys are really lost. You think that the evil comes from Eve? You think that evil comes from Eve? You really think that evil comes from the app, from wow. You really think that evil comes from I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say about to the men, but the men really need to understand a little bit more, all right? And when we reveal, when the real problem isn't fear, it's avoiding it, believing the thought that creates, letting it control your actions. So when you instead of you acknowledge it's okay, I feel fear, I get curious, and what is this trying to tell me? What is it trying to show me? Stay present, don't jump to your imagination, all right? Takes more aligned actions, and this is going to rewire your response. Instead of how do I get rid of fear, how do I move with fear without being controlled by it? Fear never fully disappears, but your relationship to it will change. From enemy, right? I guide, because that's the fear is basically your enemy mind. All right. So you think that evil comes from Eve? Wow. Listen, I'm not gonna get into that whole. I'm gonna have a whole separate channel for that. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing with however you perceive Eve. There's a lot of goddesses. If we go back to ancient Sumeria, Mesopotamia, Egypt, there's a lot of drama with that. A lot of people still trying to find out, what the apple is about, our divinity, our existence, the gods that created us. So when you go back and say, so all I could tell the God, just me trying to decode, no, I like that you say that, but no, that has nothing to do with that. Because if I tell people, listen, well, not me, it's just obvious. Because if you really read it, you know, when the Bible, because it gives us so many clues, but we don't want to look at it because we are lazy. We don't want to study nothing. All right, whatever. Just give me that. I'm going to believe that. That's stupid. That's ignorant. So what I tell people, listen, when God said, or the extraterrestrials, all right, because there was other life being intelligence here. We're not the freaking only ones here. So let's just get that out of the way. As we traveling with the whole solar system into our, what the hell are we going? People really got to understand that. But anyway, look. When the God said, let us create man in our image and in our likeness, right? That's what the Bible says. It's teaching us something. It's giving us cues. It can't give us everything, all right? So, yes, he's got to be in the church in harmony and correct some of his karma, whatever the hell he's dealing with. That's fine. I mean, I don't get into that energy. That's his discretion. But my thing is, when the gods of the Bible said, let us create men in our image and in our likeness, right? Because that's what the God says. So what I tell people, if that's what it says, so who, right? If the gods created us, who created the gods? And can nobody, not even science, how the hell we got here? So we look at our circle of life, the food chain, the virtual circle of life. I mean, we have the Big Bang Theory. We have a lot of things and a lot of misinformation. Now we are heading into the late empire stages. So when you tell people, okay, so if the gods created us in their image and in their likeness, we got to be extraterrestrial, period. Because who was here before? You got to understand that. So, all right, so, so the God said, let me create men in our images. So they had to be human. So who the hell created them? But people don't take time to see. They just get so caught up with the fear. Linguist ancient origins of language helps to code. Predominantly written in Old English. Yeah, but then I go further than that. I go back into the ancient culture because before we didn't have vowels. And he doesn't even understand Yahweh because it represents the breath of life. All right, people don't really understand. To decode the Bible, we got to go back because we could go into the algorithm. I mean, just look at AI right now. We're talking about consciousness at the end of the day because that's the only way that we could understand through our imagination. But we don't understand how our heart and how our mind has to be in coherence because we are basically moving consciousness. So if you say to yourself, well, because string theory says that we occupy in 11 different dimensions in one space. So who's to say that we're not being affected by other worldly beings? And then if we look at that, when we look at life force energy itself, because you could believe in a ghost spirit, but when the soul that upon death separates from the body and inhabits a different plane, you understand me? So you really got to look into that a little bit more. And the people that don't understand, I feel bad for them. All right. I'm not going to be putting in your projection how you want me to understand. I'm not going to get polarized because you're living in fear. At least understand what fear is and move with it. All right? Because it's a calling for you to get rid of that fear. It's not going to disappear for the moment. It's your relationship to you. All right? It's not your enemy. It's your guide. All right? It's your awareness. So when you get paralyzed because of power, you could put on a suit and a title and you get scared of that. All right? You got to obey every command, every demand. That's crazy. All right? So, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, gratitude is my power and abundance is my reality. So for you, the guys that been here, I thank you guys so much. This is not for me just a channel. It's a space where we build together, support. We support each other in that way. But you really got to go back. You got to do so much studying, and people are not willing to do it because they rather just stick to one side. They get black and white thinking. They get so scared. Am I gonna burn in hell in this lake of fire? It's crazy when we don't understand principles of consciousness and this incredible energy life force. When we don't, we get polarized. We choose. No, I'm scared. I used to be like that, so I know. I used to be like that. So you know what? You don't destroy your fear because fear is part of your intelligence. It is not your enemy. And a lot of times that's what it is. Fear, it is your wisdom. It's the wisdom in disguise. And you say, oh, it's evil. It's just like the ego. The ego is what make people seem evil because it operates from what? From the sun. It operates from identity. All right. It wants to know things. It wants, that's another way God expressed himself. All right. So what fear actually is, and it's a protective response. It scans for danger. It prepares your body to act. It keeps you alive. Without fear, you wouldn't avoid real risk. You lose instinct and awareness. So that's another side of your identity here, and that's the one that you think is evil. All right, and so really to understand your survival intelligence, because we could basically say, oh, we look at the again when we look at the goat. You could go pet it. You could go to a zoo and pet it. You could pet a goat. But can you go to a zoo and pet a lion? No. It'll freaking kill you. It'll destroy you. It's basically more of a predator. All right? It's both predator and prey. But you so like the lion. The lion will freaking kill you. All right? And so you don't understand that you get polarized. You start looking at the horns of the goat, and this is an image that people seen as evil because it was used for sacrifices in the temples. All right. When Jesus came, he said, "What the hell are you guys doing here?" Telling people that their sin is gonna be. People don't really understand. When Jesus came and he destroyed the money that these the priestesses and the Pharisees and the Sadducees were trying to make money, telling people that if you put your blood here, or your sin gets transferred, and we let the goat. So basically, the goat is seen as an animal that takes off your sin, but it takes your voice. You give it. It's like if you're going through anything, it's going to basically take your burdens and your sin. It's not gonna do that. That's why the goat here says, stand strong. I'm not taking your sin. You are to witness this. Anyway, listen. Oh boy. All right. It's like what is it called? Your scapegoat. He's not your scapegoat. The goat the goat in the tarot card. He's not your scapegoat. All right. He's not gonna take your sin away. All right. And so if you believe that Jesus came to take your sin, and die, that's a damn lie. All right. Nah, that's a damn lie. And you believe whatever you want. He bring it up here. I see some people take their little lights and go. You could go kick rocks. I don't give a shit. Learn, don't learn, doesn't bother me. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, when you stay stuck on ignorance, stupidity, you don't grow. When a lot of tarot readers, they go with freaking, with all this bullshit and ghosts and demons. They haven't freaking integrated. They still suppressing, or they still holding. Now they haven't even worked on their shadows. They haven't eliminated. I mean, they're trying to eliminate those parts of themselves, right? And when they operating from that stand view, from that point of darkness only, because that's all they learn, right? Or even the tarot readers that operate tarot from fear based and believing in demons and ghosts and all that shit, and then they bring it and they give, oh God, oh look at this, you're doing something. That's some stupid shit. And then they go and they put a video, oh tarot's evil, blah 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 blah, and they don't haven't even listen, man. You better go work on your trauma and your drama, and whatever you was taught as a child, you gotta go clean your subconscious mind, reprogram it, because we are soft technology anyway. But when you believe every bullshit story that you hear, don't believe in me. Believe in yourself. Go do the research. Spend a couple of years, doing some research. Do the work. But we don't do that because, no, we don't got enough time. Time is of everything, And then we miss it, all right? But anyway, you come back and repeat it, so it doesn't really matter. We are not new here, all right? So, anyway. When you don't understand things that are simple, it's simple once you understand it. When you don't understand your own consciousness, your own mind, but you program to believe certain beliefs, all right? And we look at AI and technology transforming social movements, all system breaking down when we understand the energy in Pluto and Aquarius, major global transformations, power destruction, rebirth, societies, and the collective technology, deep changes that are going to be happening collectively, all right? So anyway, power shifts in government, technology, community, rising inflation, economic uncertainty, oil prices are going to be going up. All right. So we don't take time for that. But when we understand Mercury, that is when, well, right now it's in Pisces, so it's going to tolerate a lot of the nonsense. Oh, I'm tactful. I don't want to confront. I'm going to be tolerant. But as soon as that energy moves into Aries, it's going to be a whole new ball game. And then when Saturn is going to bring us stricter policies, economic pressure, accountability, when it goes into, because it's finishing its transit basically, when it's really really focused on that first house. All right, so that vibe is going to be unfolding collectively as it's doing now. All right, so timing, uh so we're going to see a lot of things happening anyway. All right, so checkpoints and blah blah blah, and to really understand Saturn transits, we're going to focus on rules, restrictions, responsibility, government laws, and Jupiter growth, expansion, big opportunity or big headlines. And that's what we see now with our war in Iran and how it's affecting us collectively. All right, I got to go. I thank you guys so much. And the ones I took, I like, that's just stupid. I mean, it's not going to make me or break me. I mean, I'm already monetized. See, I've been monetized for a couple of months now, but I'm still showing up because my energies here is to help people to become more aware, to not live. I mean, fear is part of you. It's not gonna go away. How to transform that energy? All right, I could just be making videos like every other person and make money. I did that before. I had two channels. I deleted them and I started again. Because am I confident in my energy and my spiritual gifts? Yeah. But do I want to learn, expand, and grow? Absolutely. Hell yeah. But anyway, with that being said, I love you guys so much. I'll be back on Thursday with the Awakened Soul and see what the energy looks like. And yeah, Waira, when you study linguistics and the ancient origins of language, it helps to decode the Bible, which is predominantly written in Old English. Yeah, but then, like I said, you will have to go in more. I mean, when we look at that, I'll go into. I mean, I know how to decode now ancient Egypt. Right, that took a long time. So, but yeah, but you have to ask these questions. I would rather ask the algorithm in Hebrew. All right, because that's what the high priestess tells you. All right, we got to understand Benu and Janu, not Yansen and Boaz. That has nothing to do with that. A lot of you guys thinking that Boaz and Yansen, it has nothing to do with that. It's with two asteroids the moment that you were born. All right, and the split of the one. All right, and we don't really know how the hell we got here, and who the gods that were here before us, and how we even got here. So I'm not gonna believe anybody. I'm not gonna choose sides. I'm gonna find my center. I'm in a freaking system, and I'm gonna stay stable, and I'm gonna flow with the energy. I'm not gonna get caught up with all that bullshit. No, 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 absolutely not. Uh, I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for showing up, watching. I appreciate you guys. See you guys on Thursday. All right. Bye bye.